It was hot. Very hot that August. It is still August. August the 28th of 2017, as Wooden Potato sat down, boiling his nads off, preparing to play some Guild Wars 2. He took a sip from his glass of icy lemonade and felt it cool his body, but not enough. Never enough. Hello everybody, welcome to another stream. How's it going? Not the nads. Is this the start of that Wooden Potatoes gay fan fiction I heard about? Wow, we're really flying into it quick, aren't we? Holy shit. Hello everybody. Yeah, we're going to be doing a little bit more Heart of Thorns today. I haven't advertised this anywhere, so let me get that rolling. I'm a bit mad because I really desperately have some YouTube videos I want to make, and I haven't got around to them yet. It's like there's a maybe 25% chance when I turn on a stream I'm going to say something along those lines. Let me just quickly tweet this out. Alright, there we go. We've tweeted. That's cool. I was looking at my stats and stuff, actually. You know, I always take the time to message about the streams on Discord. And I get, like, so few clicks from Discord. So few. I get, like, half. If I YouTube advertise, I get half from YouTube. But then the vast amount of other people watching just come from the browse on Twitch. They just see that they're just browsing Guild Wars 2 and they just see that like we're at the top or whatever and they click us there. That's where it all comes from. No one really comes from Discord, it seems. They used to a lot, but I feel like we've maybe spammed a bit much, so I might have to change that a little bit. What are we doing today, says Royal? What we're going to be doing is something someone messaged about yesterday in chat. So we had a long stream yesterday, and chat was going very fast yesterday. There was a lot to talk about and to do. Now, somebody did briefly mention, and maybe even on the Saturday stream as well, someone did very briefly mention that there are hidden achievements in Heart of Thorns also, and should I maybe consider going for those? And I was a bit dismissive about it. I couldn't really research what these were at the time. I did take the time last night to look at that, and there is actually one hidden Heart of Thorns achievement that I never knew about, that I don't have, that I'd love to get with you guys. So who's up for doing a hidden achievement? And it is quite attainable. I would suggest that the vast number of people who are watching this stream won't have it, and from what I can read of the description, it seems sort of like a jumping puzzle. So it's pretty cool. So we will do that. Hidden achievements like the hidden disco room. Yeah, but I already got that. So it's not that. It is Entangled Depths, though. So we'll do that. We will do that. That's not going to be the whole stream. That's only going to be like a little bit of the stream. Oh, I'm getting a crappy screen flicker again. What is this? Let me log in. Let me get off the character select screen. I feel like it does it when I'm on character select too long. I'm not sure what that is exactly. Not that you guys will see it. And I know you can't see the game right now. Don't worry about that. Party or squad. We'll squad up for this. And then we just got more achievies and things to go for, so it should be pretty fun. I should probably refine the Twitch overlays and stuff a little bit more in a second as well. But we'll see. You got it and all of the other Heart of Thorns ones, the TDJP. Yeah, it's to do with the Ogre area, apparently. It's to do with the Ogre one, so we'll talk about it in a second. First of all, let's just share some platitudes. How's everybody doing? We all having a good day? Let me swap map again, let's see, because the friggin' flicker is really annoying. I hope the more times I map swap, the more it might resolve it. You should get the woodenpotato.es domain before someone takes it. Well, we've just broadcast that out on stream that they can do that now. Wouldn't that be the Spanish version of Wooden Potatoes? Is .es Espanol? Is that what that is? We aren't in game yet if you weren't aware, WP. No, I know you're not in game. I'm just trying to fix a flicker issue of in game while we chit chat with one another. But Christ, it is hot. I know I made that joke a minute ago. It is a pretty hot day right now. Oh, wait. It fixed it last time by turning off and on again, didn't it? Isn't that what we discovered? So let me try that. We'll turn this screen off. And now we'll turn it back on. ES is Spanish. Yeah. Well, it didn't quite fix it. It sort of did a bit, though. So that's something, I think. Christ, it's not that great. Yeah, I got a lot I want to do. And the stream... I hate waking up and starting with the streams, but that's sort of what's going on at the moment. You had to stay home because of flooded roads, so good and bad. Oh dear, flooded roads? Okay, is this because of the tropical storm / hurricane thing that's been striking certain areas of the world? How many languages do I know? I know Python. I know Java. I know C hash. I don't know. I don't know any programming language really, and I don't know any real communication language either, except English. I know how to script Oblivion mods. Does that count as anything? I know that scripting language. I can also read the New Crichton cipher somewhat. C hash. Yeah, that was a joke. Can I just be clear with everyone that that was a joke? Can I just... I don't know whether that was too buried in sarcasm right there. I would really hope that people were getting that. Closure for the win, baby. Yeah, in Texas. We have a free black line key in the gem shop. Maybe you want to inform your chat. Ooh, let's go do that. All right, let's go in game. All right, I've said my hello. I've offered my my little hellos to everybody. I hope we're all doing good. And yeah, we'll do this. I do still want to talk very much about Path of Fire and all of that good stuff, guys. So if you're interested, let's keep doing it. But CK Swiss, welcome, dude. 14 months. Morning, Mr. Tato. Let's go exploring. Dude, I am well up for that. Rafi K, welcome to you as well. And Riska369. You guys are all badasses. And welcome to the stream. Welcome to the SPud Club. It's great to see you all. And I hope you enjoy your new emotes as we got some new ones. Little bit of progress on the competition page. I just saw some messages from Waldeer a second ago. We might be able to do some interesting things there as well. But yeah, we know it. Good. It was a dad joke. We have... Okay, alright, so let's do it. Okay, so gem store. I've got all my crazy gems right here. Look at this. Look at this wanton spending here. Basically, I want a bit of money in my pocket for when Path of Fire comes out, so that's what this is. And they might do interesting things in the store. I don't know about that, though. Alright, so here we go. A free... Wait, it's just discounted. It's not free. What? It's not free. It's just discounted. Or is this free? Oh, no, look at that. Look at that. Oh, so it's free. One's free and the rest... Oh, look, the devs are actually doing something smart to get money now. They gave us a free one to bait us in and then immediately show us there's an actual sale, too. So there's not sales on bundles, but there are sales on individuals, or are there sales on all of them? Should we buy 5 keys? Yeah, there are. There are bundle sales on all of them. Why is this one outlined in orange instead of these two though? That's weird. Let's get some kiwis. There you go. All right, we've got 6 keys. I'm gonna open these hungrily, hungry like the wolf. I got a gold fractal greatsword yesterday as well. Not my first, so it's a bit disappointing, but there you go. What stats can we select on this? It must just be core stats, right? Yeah. Let's blackline salvage that down. Just because I've got to get through more of these. And we get a gold relic. Yay! Of course we do. Oh, that's not depositable, though, however. Alright, that's interesting. Alright, let's go buy some chests. Someone pick a city. Give me the code 66. Pick a city. We'll get the show on the road in just a second, guys. If you've just joined the stream, we're doing it a bit mellow at the moment. I'm clearing out fractal stuff from yesterday. I got a ton weapon chest yesterday as well. I didn't use my keys. It's quite nice now that there's 2 CM100s, because you kind of get the quick days. It feels like you get quick days more frequently, because you can get, like, you know, Nightmare CM. Nightmare can be what rewards you, or Observatory can be what rewards you. That happened 2 days in a row, I think, recently. Got 7 more fragments. I'm a Power Rev main. I'm thinking of also making a Convi set. Show me how fun Condi Rev can be. No, not on the stream. I'm going to do a video about it. It's pretty fun. I mostly just like it because of the cool weapon interaction. I like it because I can run a Marganite-inspired outfit, or Fashion Wars 2, that has Tormented weapons in one set and Abaddon weapons in the other set. And it's beautiful, and it's perfect. And I like it. I think it's fun. So mostly it's about the visual theming I enjoy about this. But yeah. New design, a weapon contest on the Guild Wars 2 homepage. Is there really? Oh, I've got so much to do. Ah. Alright, well, we'll see about all of this. The Shining Blade manual, that's cool. What were we doing? Alright, yeah, let's go to DR now. Let's go to DR. Let's drop some stuff in the bank. No staff CC. Not if you want to. If you're comfortable that the people you're playing with have got the CC anyway, then it's fine. You don't need it. But yeah, generally speaking, the smarter thing to do is run staff. Well, sort of, because staff is if you have to swap for the staff CC on the Condi build, it does suck, like really suck. Generally, I can get away with Axe 5 plus the Jarless Taunt, in addition to what the rest of my team is doing, generally speaking. So I don't really have any hang-ups about not wielding staff. If I was in a run, I would start with this baseline for fractals, and then if I saw that we were really struggling with CC after that point, like the pugs, if I was pugging and the pugs were really bad, if at that point I saw there was a real problem, then I would probably put staff on, but I wouldn't have staff by default in fractals myself. And I fully appreciate how insanely strong staff is, don't get me wrong. And I love the staff CC, but on a Condi build it feels a bit shit to go to be honest. Alright, here we go. So, Black Line chest. I bought 9 just in case we got some duplicate keys. Oh, we gotta process some SPud people. Oh, okay, well let's see what this is here. Hey WP, I may have just put some things together that show that the Rev is following in the footsteps of the Writs that we knew in the original Guild Wars. If you read the text from the Guild Wars about the Ritualists, it says that before they had magic, they would call upon spirits from the mist and channel them, though these spirits could use magic or something close to it. Once magic was granted by the gods, Writs' power was enhanced to what they were in the Guild Wars 1. If you look at the Rev mechanic and where it is going, I feel the Rev is rediscovering the Ritualist power from the beginning of the path that the Ritualists took, and may eventually become what they were in the original Guild Wars. Please tell me what you think of this theory. I would love to know your perspective. I think you're right that at its core, the Ritualist was doing the same thing that Revs do at their core. I think that, yeah, that's the same thing, and I think that it's an obvious callback. And this is why I described the two as a match made in heaven a while ago in terms of an elite spec. But if your suggestion then to take that further, that the Writs were expressly going... like the next elite specialization is going to be even more ritualist-like, and then the next one's going to be even more. And even, I don't believe in that. I think that that's not what's happening. But I think that yeah, they are drawing on the two, and that there are parallels being made. All right, so here we go. 5 keys and our free 5 keys. Oh, do we get a chest with it? Oh, I think we do. All right, now let's see. And yeah, lots of people mailing me that want to join the guild. That's totally cool, guys. You're more than welcome to. SPud is... Well, SPud's not really open. Oh, that reminds me! Finally! Oh, this is going to be a really cool stream, guys. I love how at any time right now, SPud has at least a 5th of its members on. That's cool. Right, listen, guys. Oh, I should tell people in chat as well. Can any SPuds in chat please tell other SPads? Wow. Doesn't that sound like so offensive? As far as I know, being a SPad is not a word, but it sounds like an offensive word. Please tell other SPuds to come along, because I want to do a vote on this stream. We'll open these chests first, but yeah, there's another thing I want to do. Hello, everybody. Hello, 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 hello. All right, yeah, make a squad. Okay, yeah. And if you guys want to play with me for the hidden jumping puddles achievement, you can do that. I'll talk about that again in a second. Let's open the first chest. Oh, we got a rare roll instantly. We got the Vibrant die kit, which now we have to re-roll again for a chance at anything good. We got a guaranteed wardrobe unlock. Wow, this is a good roll. I like this. TPs to a friend I like, wardrobe unlocks, and that's a really good roll. You can't often ask for better than that on Black Line kits. Oh my god, we got another rare roll. But that's those wings, which I already had from Black Line chests before. Revive Orb and a Black Line booster, which I'm saving for POF. Mini thing, which is a bit poop. A scrap, which is a bit poop. Another mini thing, which is definitely a bit poop. Another guaranteed wardrobe unlock. Oh, this is quite exciting. And then another scrap. Okay, alright, that's fine. Alright, what's going on here? Alright, this guy wants to join with a 9 ecto donation. We'll look at that later. Sorry, guys. We'll look at these a little bit later. That was 8 hours ago. This person wants to talk about Patreon. By the way, can I just say Patreon is really bad at the moment because I can't log in. I've been trying to tell people that as best I can. I cannot log into Patreon. So if you've got a message for me on Patreon, believe me, I really want to get to it. I can't log in, though. My 2-factor authentication is just not working, and I need to take some time to properly sit down and figure out what the hell that is. Alright, so let's first roll for a die. We got crap. We got sweet FA. That's fine, though. That's not what I'm super interested in. So we've done that. Then we've got the claim tickets. I'll buy a mini polar bear. I do own all of these minis, don't I? I think I do. We'll buy a mini polar bear and sell that dude straight up. I don't know why they don't put cycle minis in like this. Oh wow, Black Line mower I don't have. Maybe I should wait for that then. Can you buy those on the TP? Anyway, and now we've got 2 guaranteed wardrobe unlocks. Black Lion material bags. I'll open these. That's a lot of shiz we get from that. Jeez Louise. Alright. 2 guaranteed wardrobe unlocks. So, from this, if people don't know what this is, alright, it's just double click to consume. Consuming this will unlock 1 random wardrobe option that you do not already have in the following categories. It could give us any equipment skin in the game that is of rare or less. Okay, so it can't give us precursors, it can't give us legendaries, it can't give us exotic collection achievements and stuff like that. But anything that's rare or less. So most skins in the game, Ghastly Grinning Shield we could get off of this, Scythe skin we could get off of this, any number of really expensive stuff. Same for outfits, it can unlock full-on outfits for us, and that's incredibly exciting. So any of these that I don't have, one of these could just ding in, worth lots of gems. It could unlock any dye for us. So just as a word of warning, if you're going to use one of these, there's a lot of dyes in the game. Most of them are worth nothing. All the common ones are worth very little. All the uncommon ones are worth very little. Most of the rare ones are worth very little. So if you're going to use these, I would seriously recommend you just spend a little bit of time unlocking all of at least the common and the uncommon dyes. Because if you've unlocked all of them, you can no longer roll for them. So you've narrowed your odds and you've increased your chances of getting something that's super rare. And so that's what you see I've done here. I actually, just a couple of weeks ago, I had I had all of the common ones. For years I've had all of the common ones. And I had all of the uncommon ones. For years I've had all of the uncommon ones. Except 3. There were 3 uncommon dyes that I didn't have yet. And I popped one of these about a week, maybe 2 weeks ago, and I got an uncommon dye from it. And I was like, oh! So then I bought the last 2, and I left it there. Then, or maybe I had 4 that I hadn't done, and then did that, and then I bought 3. But yeah, and then rares. So I've got a lot of locked rare ones, but many of these rare ones are, you know, interesting anyway. You know, that they come from things. So you got dyes, that you can get any dye from it. Any glider in the game as well. Any, and so that means as well, you know, like the ugly wool dyer, the ugly wool glider, or the phoenix kite, or what's an interesting one, the wings of love, right? What if I want this for my purpley Marganite character, right? Or the floral one, and I never got these. These are not available. You can only buy these during limited time sales, right? What's another good example? The super adventure one, or like the rooster one. I never got this. I could unlock this with this, yeah. Any mini in the game now? There's no such thing as an interesting mini in Guild Wars 2 anymore. The devs just fucking rammed the economy, and I think that was a silly idea. Finishers, I think generally people aren't interested in anymore. But you know, you could get any finisher except these, I guess. I doubt you could get the Chinese World Tournament finisher or the European World Tournament finisher. You can't get these, can you? I mean, this is rare. Who would have this? Honestly, very few people would have that. Well, we know exactly who's got that, I suppose. That was a silly thing for me to say. But anyway, you could get any of those. And then lastly, mail carriers also. When was the last new mail carrier that they added? When was it? I don't really know. I quite like the Exalted one. When was the last mail carrier they added? Oh my god, Yggdrasil says no, I did. I unlocked the Chinese tournament finisher from one of those. Did you really? WP shilling Black Lion hard. It's to an extent, yes, because I don't begrudge any company their attempt to make money. That's fine by me. But the reason why I'm excited about this is because it's an exciting system. This is cool. This is probably one of the coolest RNG things that the game's ever had. I really do believe that. So yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm not gonna hide away from my excitement just because it's associated with the Black Lion store. And oh, some people spend real life money for this stuff. Oh. So anyway, DJ Guy Dan 97 says, I just got a spectral skin from the unlock. Cool, dude. Alright, here we go. The Balthazar one is the newest. So they did add a Balthazar mail carrier. Oh, and I've got it. When did I get this? Must have been like around Flashpoint. Alright, anyway, so here we go. Drum roll. And then Black Lion, by the way, when we're talking about skins, it can be tons of skins. It can be like any of these. Generally speaking, I don't like getting random ones from these, but here we go. So 3, 2, you're looking for it. Hold on, let me make the UI as big as possible so you can see it. All right, look above the chat box here. This is where my cursor is on the bottom right. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh, Primrose dye. 50 silver. How do I do this? Dyes. All rarities. No, but I don't want all rarities. Oh, is it just rare? Are they not exotic? They're rare. Rare dyes. Oh, there we go. They're rare. All right. Cocoa. Look, we're eliminating this RNG right now. Cocoa, you get here now. Midnight. Because I'm not double-clicking and getting cocoa or taro. After all that advice I just gave you guys, look at these rare ones I still don't have. Spearmint, we've got that. This is actually quite cool what we're doing right now. What you're watching me do right now is finish off all of the core dyes in the games. The only dyes I won't have will be, you know, like Black Lion dyes. Regal. Come on, get in my pocket right now. Country Blue. I never want to see myself get a dye again that's not at least a special dye. Plum, Cobalt. Let's just eliminate all these bastards. And then we've got one more that we can do. Ivory. Frost Dye, Oil Slick. Scroll up. Dapple. Let's grab that. Iris. Cotton Candy. How have I gone all these years without cotton candy, wooden potatoes? You tell me, baby. You tell me. Blue Sky. I think, Jesus, I recognise that. I would have thought I'd have that. Midnight Sky. Jesus, there's so many. Ceylon. Oh my God, there's no wonder I got one of these a second ago. Ancient Silver. Lemonade. Turquoise. Lipstick. White. Wine. Illumination. Silver. Sapphire. Ooh, sapphire. Ooh, it's a whole gold. You can kind of tell which ones are going to be expensive just by reading the name of them. And that says something to me that probably... And then black dye. I don't even have regular black dye. Wow. 14 gold. This takes me back. Guys, black dye, this is like Guild Wars 1 nostalgia right here for me. Black dye was like the dye from the first game. The dye. And here it is. Right before Path of Fire, 5 years into Guild Wars 2, I'm finally going to get it. Black dye. It's not as great as Shadow Abyss and stuff, but I mean, it's cool. Wow. 14 gold as well. Pricey, pricey, pricey. Yeah, it was the dye, yeah. So let's keep going. Aqua Satin. Shadow Magenta. Now we're going to start spending a lot of money here, and I kind of don't want to spend too much. But we will go at just a little bit more. Pumpkin Orange. We'll go down to 150 gold, okay? Shadow Orange. Enameled. And then Shadow Violet. There we go. So at least this way, if I do roll for one of these, at least it's, you know, something good. Bloodied red dye. That's now the most... Oh, that looks pretty good as well. Damn, son. Oh, that looks really good. I like that. I like that a lot. Oh, man. Alright, let's not get hung up on that. Alright, here we go. So now we're going to go on a dye unlocking bonanza, and we're going to do that guaranteed wardrobe unlock. Then, guys, for those who are just rolling in on the stream, we're actually going to get a hidden achievement in Heart of Thorns that you've probably not got. It's a secret jumping puzzle. So, here we go. Boom, Cocoa. Boom, Taro. Sand. Regal. Country Blue. Ivory. Dapple. Iris. Cotton Candy. Rose Tint. Blue Sky. Celion. Lemonade. Turquoise. Sapphire. Black. Aqua Satin. Shadow Magenta. Oh, I bought 2 pumpkins. Rip. Reclaim a little bit of cash there. Shadow Orange. Enameled. And Shadow Violet. This probably put my account into a pretty pretty high on the die leaderboard, no? Oh, maybe not. Maybe that's a bit arrogant of me. That's cool. Look at all these dies. So I now have all the regular rare dies in the game. Wow, look at that. It's like I'm playing on the stage client and they've just given me everything. Can you guys hear the game, by the way? Let's do that. It's like I'm just playing on stage. Make sure you get cultural armor. Yeah, I've already got that. I've already got that stuff. Actually, there's a little bit of cultural armor I don't have, but it's T3, so... and yeah, I've got all the variants kind of thing. Not really, not that many people have all the dies. That's a huge block, though, of special ones, isn't it? That's a huge block. But it feels like it's a small enough block, maybe I should make that a goal. Can you imagine having every die in the game unlocked? Alright, well, here we go. Cultural weapons are more important, you guess. Cultural armor and all the karma skins you can do. Cultural weapons, that's a good point. I don't know whether I've gone for cultural weapons. Let's see, shall we? Doesn't Inks have all of the dies except like permafrost? Really? Is that true? I didn't even know that Inks had been going for every die. That's awesome. We hosted him at the end of yesterday. He was doing something similar to us, current event stuff, and just finishing things up before Path of Fire comes out, before we go to the desert. Someone says, can't seem to join your instance. Really? Well, if you are playing on EU, I'm playing on NA right now, and so that might be a bit of a difference. Yeah, it's North America, so EU people can't join. Don't blame me. And I'm at the Black Citadel as well, so that's a thing. What is this? So, one of these weaponsmiths here, right? This is cultural armor. So just to be clear, right? Oh, he doesn't... Oh, you dick. I don't care. I'm not doing it. I don't care. I don't care. Here we go. Unlock 3, 2, 1, go! Oh, we got the Chaos Sword. Chaos Sword, baby. Ooh. Let's have a look at that then, shall we? The Chaos Sword. Let's equip Ebb. Is this a 500 gold skin? Is this 500G? Oh, snap. So this is the Chaos Sword right here. Oh my god, that's pretty cool. Hold on. Chaos Sword. 629 gold? Oh my god! What? Oh, that was pretty lucky. Oh, I've just rigged, yeah. I've just used up all my luck. Wow. That's like getting a pre almost. I mean, we can't sell it, right? But it just bumped my account value up by the greater part of 1,000 gold. Pretty lucky. No, that's incredibly lucky. And look at this, look at this. Wow. Sorry. The Chaos weapons. Only the shield is more expensive than it. What does Chaos Sword and shield look like? Oh, the Chaos Shield's pretty cool too. Damn. Well, damn. That is cool. I like that. Oh, do you know what that works with as well? The Chaos set. I should do that on... I don't know if you guys have seen, but I have special armor set up for flakking at Demos, which is a perfectly common thing to do in the game. But I've never played Fashion Wars 2 on that setup for my Revenant, this character that I'm playing right now. So this is my Condi setup, right? And it's all cool. It's all well and good. I'm actually not going to rep the skin, by the way, because I do love Ebb that much. I think Ebb is really cool, and I like the way that looks with the shield that I use, so... we will use the Chaos Sword on a different character though. But yeah, so I have an armor set up just to flak at Demos really easily, right? But I've never played Fashion Wars 2 on it, so I was doing that raid when I got my permafrost style thereabouts. So I just used it all, and I found the glowiest item stuff I could for permafrost, which is Nightmare armor. I don't know why, but Nightmare on heavy is super shiny. So I just dyed it all permafrost. And this is how I flak every week at Demos. This is how I do it on this just completely crazy glowing character. And I reckon the Chaos skins would look really good with this. Really good. You know what would also look really good with this? That backpack. Where are they? There's certain wings that you can get. Oh, but I don't have them unlocked, so they won't appear here. I mean, these wings would look pretty good with it as well, actually, I think. But yeah, so this is how I look at thingy. And yeah. I think the chaos stuff fits that quite nicely, probably. So there we go. Guaranteed wardrobe unlocks. That was pretty cool. And guys, if you want a little bit of my wooden potatoes luck, if you too want 500 gold, I don't know why I'm putting on my shill voice, because I get literally nothing out of this. Just, they're offering a free... Here's what I get, goodwill for telling people. There's a free key at the moment, so if you guys missed that earlier, there's a free key on the Black Lion Gem Store, and that's what sort of prompted all of this here at the start of this stream. So there you go, there you have it. The halo from the achievements. Yeah, I've got that, the selfless potion. That does look amazing. I know, I often get comments about the way my characters look, either because they're hideous, or just because they look very extreme, and that's an example of them looking very extreme. It gave me trash, said Smitsky. What do you think of a core Tyria guild hall, and where would you like it to be? Claw Island, man, and I think you know that, but you have, just in a beautiful little way, reminded me of something. So, Spuds, I hope that there's a lot of Spuds watching right now, and if you are in the guild, but you don't have a friend or whatever, if you're in the guild but you don't have a friend or whatever, what am I talking about? If you're in the guild and you have a friend also in the guild and they're not here, if you could tell them to come too. So, I've got a little something, guys. I have another guild here. It's called the SPud Club 2. The SPud Club 2. So, this is a new branch of SPud. Because as you can see, we're 500 members on the main branch, and we have been for ages and ages and ages and ages. So a new expansion is coming out, and there's going to be a new guild hall with that new expansion. However, all the established 99.999% of all Guild Wars 2 players, right, are already in guilds that have already upgraded the buildings and have already done the stuff, right? Now, what sucks is that they're adding a new hall where we presumably will be able to build up the buildings and do all of that fun stuff, but if I swap the SPud Club's guild hall, which is currently, let's have a quick look. If I swap from the Lost Precipice to this new hall in Vabi or wherever it is, if we do that, we instantly have all of the buildings maxed out. We instantly have all of the NPCs. We miss out on all of the NPC dialogue. We don't feel a sense of having rallied around that hall. We only get the initial capturing mission, and that's it. And that's proper lame, I think. So, and you guys know what we're like here on Wooden Potatoes. You know the way we act. You know we like to sort of do fresh restarts and stuff. So, for now, the only purpose of it, we've made another guild, or I've made another guild, and the Games Masters agree it's a great idea, and they'll all get invited and stuff into it as well. We've got another guild where what we'll do is build up the new hall with the expansion. So when the expansion comes out, we're going to have a fresh SPud Club. The old one will continue to exist, and we shouldn't think of it as the old one anyway. This is just the main SPud, and it will be there. But if you're particularly interested in building up a new hall and sort of rallying around the Path of Fire stuff, I would love to do that. Right? So that's what we're doing. We are going ahead with it. So we're having a desert branch, right? Or an arid branch. And once we've built the hall, we'll figure out what we want to do. We can do EU/NA, we can do whatever. Those will be discussions for later. But for now, the new branch, it's going to be there to build up the new hall and celebrate it. And hopefully people who want to invest in that project and spend time and money on it and so forth, we can all do that. What I want of the new hall in the new expansion, what I desperately want, is something I miss with Heart of Thorns, which is a whole... Every time you build up a building, like this building here, right? When we built this up, type a 1 in chat if you were there in the big group where we all stood around and we were all on /sit around campfires. Type a 1 in chat if you were here when we triggered this and it all got built before our eyes and we ran in. Just type a 1 if you were there when we did that. Okay, or like the war room, for example. Yeah. So who we got? We got Kef Huge. We put Kappa with it. We got Royal. We got CK Swiss. All three of those people are liars. Blatant liars. So is Big Donkey Kong, liar. Flaganti, liar. Actually, Flaganti might not be lying. He might have been there for one of them. Tormik, liar. Who else is a liar? Let's keep going. Keep them coming. Keep them coming, babies. Because we never had that experience. We never had it. Yes, we built the buildings, but usually it was just me on my own and I procced a cutscene and that was it. And it sucked. I want that for the new expansion. It's Matty, liar. I want that for the new expansion. So let's do it, right? So that's the idea. So now I've sold you on the new hall, on the new guild. The thing is, though, what do we think of the name? So what I want in chat now and throughout the stream is a good name. Well, I already talked to the Games Masters about it, and we came up with this name, but I don't think any of us are super set on it. So I'm just putting a feeler out. It either will be called this, the SPud Club 2, or we can find a better name. So if anyone's got any ideas for the name, I'm listening right now in chat. SPud. The SPud Club. Spade. The SPud Club. The climax of SPud. No, I love it. It says Happy Hungry Duck. The SPud Club 2. The Sprout Club. Oh, that's a good one, Flaganti. Shit, man. The Order of Spuds. Oh, the Order of Spuds is pretty good too. Well, you record all the new building scenes. Yes, and I did last time as well, and I wanted to make a video of it. You know my Heart of Thorns review? I was supposed to get into that, but I lost all of the footage. Desert Potatoes, Path of Spud. Big Dick Club. Potatoes on Ice Club of Spuds. The Alonian SPud Club. Now, there's a character limit, so the Alonian SPud Club probably won't fit. I did think of something like that. I like the idea of that. The Alonian SPud Club, or just Alonian SPud Club, right? The Crystal Spud. Your character's really stylish. Thank you. The SPud Club 2, Electric Boogaloo, character limit. Can't do it. Spuds of Fire. Something tubers, sand in my spud. I mean, here's the thing. I don't want to be like, oh, this is the old one, this is the new one, this is the first one, this is the second one, this is the better one, this is the worst one, this is the new one, this is the shit one. I don't want that. I just want it to be like they're just, you know, they're different branches for different reasons, you know. Spud and Valley. Elonian Spuds. I want them to feel connected as well, which is why I like the SPud Club 2, because it's quite obviously still, you know, the SPud Club. Crystal SPud Club. Do you have any site that helps with builds? Me, I don't know, because if you go into the world of builds and stuff, you have to continuously update them and stuff, and I can't be asked for that. It's not worth the time. The Order of the Sun Spuds. The Sandy SPud Club. The SPud Duck. House of Spuds. Joko Spuds. Les SPud Club. And this will be the French branch with it, NG Larry. People will want to join the new one. Well, not necessarily, because the new one won't have any decorations or appropriate hall. So, not necessarily. The Sprout Club is the best one, in my opinion. I don't know about the Sprout Club, because, like, I don't know. The Order of the Sun Spuds. Sun Spuds is good. I say quantify. Oh, you mean the build website. HWP, what do you think would fit me more? Engineer, Hollowsmith, or Ranger, if I'm a damage dealer? Soul Beast. Undercurrent tuning, Hollowsmith, but who knows? What culture is Alona based on? Maybe take from that language. Well, the thing is, I do want it just to. I don't want to do, you know, like some Arabic version, for example, of the SPud Club, because it wouldn't be recognizable. We have to build ours up again because our arse of a co-leader kicked us all from our old one a couple of weeks ago. Wow, the Gribble Girl, that sucks. Do you know what I think you should do then, actually? I think you should join the SPud Club 2. The SPud Buds, Amnoon Spuds, or just SPud Club with no the. Maybe that's a little bit too indistinct from one another. I like that idea, the SPud Mace. Why not replace club with something like pub or tavern? Yeah, a few people have thought of that. Thing is, this original SPud Club here, I never even named it. It was just someone at a stream who made it, and eventually I got control of. What's up, WP in chat? Cloudy Sky says, not much, not much. Welcome, welcome. Is the SPud Club 2 NA only? No. They're both multi-region. Anyone can join any of them. Maybe later we'll shuffle people around, but for now. We are rising from the ashes like phoenixes because we are better than him. Well, good luck. The SPud Pub. Big Boys Only Pub. The Ambitious Tactical Order of Tato. That's great, Xavier, except again, character limit. Dups Club, Bulks, Dups, Sandy Spuds. All right, well, look, we've got a lot of ideas there. If you have totally fallen in love with your idea and you want to sell it to me, just send me a whisper on Twitch at some point over the stream, and I will see what happens there. It should be based on concrete ducks. No, that's not quite right, because what I want is, basically, if you're a part of the Wooden Potatoes community, I consider you a part of the SPud Club. Whether you're formally in the guild or not is sort of irrelevant, but the guild shares the same name right now, which is sort of unfortunate. If I could rename this, the SPud Club, to the SPud Guild, I would. And I know that sounds boring, but that makes it clearer that this is like the guild. Like our MXM player base, right, or our Elder Scrolls Online player base, they're all the SPud Club, but their guilds in those respective games, have different names, right? So it's like the SPud Club is sort of like an overarching term for anyone who watches, not just watches, but gets slightly more involved, right? Like if you leave a lot of YouTube comments, or if you're there in Twitch chat and come into streams and stuff, or if you come to the Discord, if you're just slightly more involved as a community member, whether you're formally in an in-game selection group or not, I would consider you a part of the SPud Club. I would consider you a SPud. This is interesting. The Concrete Duck Club. Fate SPud. Well, anyway. Alright, so there we go. We got that. Spud me daddy. Let's go to TD. Now, I need your help, Twitch. Okay, so let's change gears a little bit. Let's talk about some other stuff. So, Path of Fire is this expansion thing. It's coming out. It seems alright. It's added mounts. As I explained yesterday, I think it could be the end of the Guild Wars. But we'll see how it goes. There's a few new elite specializations. They're all terribly balanced, and the devs don't know what they're doing. There's what other criticisms are there? I don't really know. The mount thing isn't even a criticism, really. Anyway, look, enough silliness. We are going to be in a new expansion soon. So I'm looking at finishing up the current expansion. Yeah? Look at that. I've started Chaos Weapons now. I can't believe we just got a 600 gold skin almost, or 500G. Starting off a new expansion, want to finish the old one, so I've been making it my mission to complete all the old achievements. So the only real main Heart of Thorns one I need right now, if you look here, is Saving the Seat of Gold, where I need another 28 AB metas, which I'll slowly work on. Hopefully I'll get there by the end. But Tangled Depths we've got finished, Dragon Stand we got finished, Mastery Insights we got finished, Specializations we got finished, Basic Collections we got finished, Rare Collections we don't have finished, but there's none of them are expressly Heart of Thorns based. Specialization Collections we got finished. Legendary Weapons is not Heart of Thorns. Back Pieces we did. Armor we did. Trinkets we did. Black Line Collections are different. Competitive is different. So, anyway, you know how we just looked through all of these and it seemed like we were done? We're actually not. Tangled Depths has all of these. Kryptonin, Strongbox, Plains of Gogglehine, Shard of Brilliance, blah, 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 blah. Drone Race, Silver, Friend of the Frogs, Honorary Ogre, and down and down and down. What is this here? Is this just because they added an uneven number of achievements to this map? Well, possibly. But also, this here can be filled in. This is what is known as a hidden achievement. Now, people that don't know this about Guild Wars 2, there aren't just achievements, there are also secret achievements in the game that do not appear unless you just get them. And they're usually very well hidden. There could be more out there in the game right now. Until at least one player earns one of these, we will never know that they exist. When the first person gets one, they get fed into the API system, which means that websites like, external websites like Guild Wars 2 Efficiency and stuff can know about them. But until that happens, we don't necessarily know that they exist. And so there was a lot of hype about one to do with current events that turned out to just be bugs, but there could be more. Hint, hint, there could be more. Anyway, so one of the ones we do know about is Entangled Depths, right? And people have got it, so I know about this thing's existence because it's Entangled Depths. And I'm going to go to a website called Guild Wars 2 Efficiency right now. By the way, I'm just looking through my tabs here, and there was a really cool fractal guide that went out yesterday, guys. If you want to get good at fractals, if you want to see what really good fractal groups do, you should definitely check out this Guild Group's website. And have some fun reading about what they did there. Anyway, that's just a tangent. So, on Guild Wars 2 Efficiency, I'm going to go enter my API key, then I'm going to click Accounts, and I'm going to go to my Achievements section. Then he's going to load up for me all of my achievements on the game, and I'm going to filter them by saying, only show me hidden achievements, and only show me hidden achievements that I have yet to complete that are unfinished, yeah? Or earnable, sorry. Yeah? And now I get to see what hidden achievements still exist in the game. So, I have not got a hidden achievement in Out of the Shadows, which is called Take It Down a Notch. So, if you look over here at Story Journal, and I go here, Out of the Shadows, the first release of Living World Season 3. Do you guys remember this? Bloodstone Fen, the map with Bloodstone Fen. It says I've got 18 out of 18 achievements complete. This is a lie. There is another one. There's a hidden achievement here called Take It Down a Notch, in which I should kill a White Mantle Knight who is in Celebration. And I can only do that in a specific story instance called the Confessor's Stronghold. So that's something we can earn. I've also got 3 hidden ones in the Head of the Snake that I've not finished, which is quite crazy, actually. I've got 1 in... So this is the Head of the Snake. There's 3, and I don't even have the regular ones here. And then the most recent release, One Path Ends, there's also 1. I need to activate all of the runes around the Exemplar while she's still trapped. I thought I did that. That's weird. Anyway, but let's talk about Heart of Thorns. Let's talk about these sections. Out of all of these, I already have all of the regular achievements and all of the hidden ones, except 1 Entangled Depths. And that's what I want to get with this on the stream with you guys now. You guys, I have a squad. If you guys want to play, you can join along with this. You can get this. Many of you will not have it. It's a hidden achievement called Ogre Airship Climber. And all I know what to do is it says climb to the top of the crashed airship in the Ogre camp. That's all I know about it. So we're going to try it. We're going to go on an adventure and we're going to see whether we can get this hidden achievement. So, and I'm quite excited about this. I never knew that this existed. It'll be fun to look at. Alright, what's this? TY bro, now I have a virus. Sorry, yeah. I did just link that to give you a virus, so it's nice to have confirmation that that's the thing. So yeah, I'll wait a couple of seconds. I'll post it. Yeah, good job, Royal. Well done. I left for 20 minutes and he still hasn't done the achievement yet. Listen, Ewendor, I don't know what you're expecting from me, man. We go very slow here, as you know. We're very slow. As my dissenters will tell you, I go slowly because what I'm trying to do is squeeze out view time from you. I don't respect you. I'm just trying to get as much money as possible because YouTube pays advertising revenue based on video length. So that's why I spend all my time talking about irrelevant stuff. It's not that I'm trying to put all the information out there, even for people who have no idea what's going on. It's that I'm basically just trying to squeeze you. Yeah, there you go. Squeeze me, daddy, says Yggdrasil. You want meta build rotations and speed clears. Oh, yeah. I like Malix's voice, I do. I was worried that they were going to do Malix a bit crappy, because Malix was a great character in GW1, but wasn't voice acted. So this was the first time they had to decide, like, how does a... Like, that's quite a profound thing they did here, right? Here they actually decided what a Marganite sounds like. And not just a Marganite, but a Marganite monkey. And I think they dropped the ball, I really do. I think all of Malix's dialogue... he should sound like a monkey, and he should be talking about bananas. He should sound evil and stuff, sure. But I think there should be a little bit of that. Or there should be a very rare dialogue that triggers where he's talking about bananas. And that's not just like a wry joke. I genuinely believe that. I think that would be very fun. I think that's exactly what they should have done. Because like they're having fun anyway, right? Like, it's not like they're trying to sincerely make us scared of Malix here or anything. Look at the dialogue we just got. Demons of torment will hound you to death and beyond. And we just laugh in his face. We say, enough of your threats, I'm not impressed. And we're often just laughing at them. So it still serves the same purpose if he's talking about bananas, but it's funny. You know? Like Mojo Jojo, yes! Yes! This is the greatest disappointment since Corteria 2012. No Mojo Jojo Malix. Guys, what are you doing? Let's kill the wyverns, alright? Look. This ain't no thang. By the way, I just want to say, in terms of like clearing stuff in dungeons and killing everything as you go, I really wish the Pug world would catch up with the state of Guild Wars 2 today. Pugs still are under like 2013, 2014 running strats, where it's so much easier in a dungeon to run past mobs because they were all too tanky and all the fights would take too long. But the truth is that these days, if you just kill stuff as a group, like if you're in TA, You got like those long running sections, especially like TA forward, right? There's a long running section on TA forward. All those little moments in dungeons, you should just kill stuff now. There's people who are still stuck in it because you can finish the fight in about 5 seconds and then just walk along, and there's basically no risk to your pug run just by killing stuff, and you get more loot. So weirdly, like, the game is in a place now. It's so easy now. The game is in a place where genuinely the devs, we're doing what the devs wanted us to do all along, which is kill everything. And I really think that pugs should start doing that. A lot of people are still proper hung up on, like, because a lot of these people in dungeons, they're really new. They get the power creep of today, but they're not smart enough to blast stealth, and they're not smart enough to know that they'll get revealed when they walk out of a shadow refuge. I genuinely had a pug run. This is no exaggeration. This is no lie. This week I had a pug dungeon run where we dropped a shadow refuge. Where was it? Where specifically was it? I can't remember where it was. It was in one of the dungeon runs. It was one of the running sections, right? We genuinely had 5 people in a... Oh, I know where it was. It was COF P3. So in Cathedral of Flames, Path 3, there's this bit where there's these bombs that explode and you got like dodge through them. People who run that path will know what I'm talking about. And they like trigger in waves. And so I was like, yeah, don't worry about it, guys. We can just stealth this and we'll be fine. Can the thief please drop a shadow refuge? And then once we're stealthed, we'll go through. He dropped the shadow refuge after a little bit. He dropped the shadow refuge. And 4 other players, all 4 of them, walked out of the shadow refuge early and instantly blew themselves up. It was like a comedy sketch. It was, and it would have been funnier if, you know, I didn't realize it was a sincere thing where these were just new players who didn't know how the skill worked. That's the kind of bar that you're dealing with in dungeons now. So where you can just kill stuff because of the power creep, just do it, seriously. And a lot of stacks people do from FGS days, people still do. It's like people don't understand why things ever happened the way they do in Guild Wars 2. They just like followed everyone else like sheep. And it's weird how dungeons still haven't caught up. But yeah, you can clear stuff so fast now. I'm actually now a believer of just clearing the whole group. Alright, so what do? We need to climb up here? I've never been in this, ever. So this is where the hidden achievement is. This is really pretty. Look at this, guys. Wow. Don't you think this is gorgeous? Holy shit. I think I've been up there, but not around on this bit of the airship. God, Heart of Thorns was beautiful. It really was. I think that, I can tell that this is going to happen already. I don't know whether I'll remember this comment of mine when it will happen. But I really think that eventually, after I played Path of Fire and I've got used to Path of Fire and the aesthetic and stuff, I think I'm going to have a day where I come back to Heart of Thorns and I'm going to say, wow, this expansion was so much more beautiful than the Crystal Desert one. Or the Alolan one. I think I'm going to have that moment just because, like, there's a lot I don't appreciate about how good looking Heart of Thorns is. I don't know where I'm going, guys. Everybody's, like, following me. We need to get up to that guy, presumably. Tyler Locke. It's good to see you again. 2 streams in a row. They are really gorgeous. I'll show you an area in AB that I was at earlier when I was doing another Octavine. So, okay, that works. This feels sort of like what the devs might want us to do. Someone says, can you invite me? Sure. You can join a squad yourself by typing /squad join. That's something that people need to be taught in this game, for real. So we need to get on top of this, do we? Someone's actually up there. Wow. So let's watch this guy. Did that work? How are these people doing this? Can we get through this meshing, or is it all just... There's no way through this, right? This is all just like a solid wall. Okay, so that's clearly not the way we're meant to go. Maybe we come over here? We've got to get on top of the airship, not in the airship, on top of it. And by the way, guys, I know a lot of you are going to be like desperate, be like, oh, you want to help me and you want to teach me how to do it. But I think that this is the magic of the hidden achievement, right? Like, this is a super secret thing in the game, and I want to present that experience of genuinely trying to find it. So let's see. So that didn't quite work. Let's come out of the airship back where we entered it. Oh, wait, hold on. What about over here? Hold on. Because this guy's coming up this way. This is just like a super high-scaled, massive airship. This is like one of the biggest airships you get in the game, isn't it? This is this place again. Can we go underground in there? Can we go into the lower levels? Or do the devs not want that? I think they don't want that, right? What if we glide out and around and then onto this? Does that work? And now we're going to leap onto this. No, that didn't work. Do you think we can climb from the outside? Yeah, I think probably. I think probably climbing from the outside is the way to do it. Unless we can do it from this handrail and then... See what we've got. Let's go back to the wyverns. This was just the way we came up before, right? There should be a bouncing mushroom. Oh, what if we climb up on that rubble there? Oh. Let's try like this, maybe? Oh, God. Skills like this are so unreliable sometimes. And what if we get onto this? No? Just use a mount? Yeah, I know. When we get the raptor... That's a funny thing. When we get a raptor, we genuinely will be able to. Let's try... So a lot of people are up there. Shit. Are they... I'm not going to take a portal, by the way. If somebody ends up portaling us, I'm not going to do it. It seems like we want to get on top of this plateau here, right? So maybe we go into the airship. How did we even get in a second ago? I don't even remember that now. Ah. Oh, it doesn't matter. At least I don't think it matters. Can we not just climb onto that? No. Oh, yeah, we came in like this, right? So can't we just... Oh, I don't know. It feels like this is something... It feels like this all makes sense so far. And then we would come out onto the deck here. Maybe I've never been over to those wyverns. Maybe that is where we need to go. Glide along and along the outside? WP, you almost had it. Did I? Did I almost have it? Oh, is it this? Oh, it could be that. I think that might be it, right? Is that it? Let's see. When you said I almost had it, do you mean like earlier or do you mean very recently? Let's try this again. Oh, oh, I think we might have it. Oh, oh, wait. You will slide off there, so be very careful. Oh no, 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 no! That's not good. This is not good. I've lost a lot of height. Start here, WP. Hold on. I'm getting back on. When you flew from the railing, I followed you and took a different turn. Okay. So people are making it like this. Okay. This just feels a little bit too... Oh, and now maybe we go right? Oh, do we walk up here and then glide back? Instead of doing any kind of jump like that, do we go back and then we'll get onto the nose of the ship? Oh, this is it! This is it! Yeah! Oh my god, is this it? This is going to be cool. Here we go. Oh, one last obstacle right at the end. Oh, that charge has proved that that's possible. Hell yeah! Wow! What the hell? That was awesome! Ogre airship climber. Damn! We made it. Nice. Are they doing Ogre's airship? Yeah, we were. Am I the only one who pronounces WP as Weepy? No, Matt pronounced for years it as Weepy. Wings of Resolve is the best leap in the game, pure distance and height-wise. Yeah, it's got a lot of height on it, doesn't it, right? Yeah, I do like Wings of Resolve. Didn't it used to be longer as well? Was the initial implementation of that like 1200 range or something, and then they nerfed it down? Or did they, or is it lower and then they buffed it up? I can't quite remember. Oh, that's great. This is Entangled Depths. This is the Ogre camp. Man, I've never been here. I'd never got this. So now, if you guys look at Tangled Depths, that's genuinely finished now, and we've got Ogre Airship Climber filled in down here as a hidden achievement. So that is the last like pure HOT achievement, except for the Auric Basin one. It looks like people are sort of hanging around at the gates right now, so it might be that the meta is up. So let's have a quick look. Unless maybe it just failed. You love the idea of hidden achievements? Man, shit like this is why Guild Wars 2 is fantastic. It is cool, isn't it? It is very cool. The only problem is like not enough people are sort of taught to be excited about achievements and stuff. So come to AB, guys. We will do an AB. We've now got double the time we had for the last one, so it won't be a miserable failure like it was yesterday. And yeah. By the way, I'll just take the second. We do have another Ecto lottery rolling. If you guys can see that the lottery started, so you can see on the bottom left there, it says 500 Ectos. Nobody's playing the lottery right now. Can I just say nobody? There is nobody playing it, right? but we're giving a 500 ecto prize. So what this means is if you join the lottery right now, you will be the only person in the lottery, and when prize drawing day comes, you will be guaranteed to win 500 ectos. So, or more than that, you'll win your winnings back, and then get 500 ectos, right? That's money we've upfronted to kickstart the lottery. So the ecto lottery has just begun. So if you guys want to win 500 ectos, you can join the lottery. The more people that join, the lower your chances get, obviously, but the prize goes up and up and up. Oh, it starts 3rd of September, does it? Oh, okay, flag. Rip. Okay. Never mind that then. I thought because we'd put the 500 in the pot already, it was ready to go. Bring back the Visual Wood podcast, all right? Yeah, but Matt's working full time, man, and I've got all this going on. We just don't sort of have the time for it. Or we would have the time. Listen, here's the thing. We would have the time for it. It would just not be that good. Do you remember when we were doing all the movie clubs and stuff? And quite often, like, I was struggling to watch the movie, or then Matt would struggle to watch the movie, and we stuff like that. If you want to put the effort in to do a good podcast, you do need to put a little bit more time in than literally just go say hi to your mate once a week and broadcast it, which is essentially what it became for a while, and that sort of made us feel a bit weird. During the live stream days, that was. So then what we did was we changed the format and did the channel with it. So, but it would just go back to that. It wouldn't be like moving forward. Do you know what I mean? Sooner you talked about flagging demos with your rev. What does it means? Okay. So I was talking about at the demos fight. Some of the raids do this. Okay. The boss will attack you with like fire. That when it hits you, it lands on the ground at your feet, and the fire, generally, it just doesn't go away. It lasts for ages, and if you stand in the fire, it does massive damage, okay? So what this means is if the entire group is stood next to the boss, then the boss casts the fire on the ground around them, and the whole ground is painted with fire, and you can't get at the boss anymore, and everyone dies, because you would burn to death trying to do melee damage. And melee damage and generally stacking together is the best way to do damage in Guild Wars 2. So, the way that players counter this fire mechanic, which is known as flak, because the original time we saw it, it was from a boss called Sabbather, and the ability was called flak, right? The way that people compete with this is you have... sorry, there's one other last thing. Now, the bosses that do that ability, they always throw that ability. They always target that ability on the person that's furthest away from them. So if you have 9 people standing next to the boss, but the 10th standing really far away, every time the boss wants to use the fire ability, it will shoot the fire miles away, off in the distance, at that player who's at range. And the player who's at range is going to take some damage from that, probably. Over time, they'll start taking damage from it, at least. But at least the fire is far away. So that idea of that 10th player who's far away, that's a role in a raid. It's not a Holy Trinity role, but it's a role in a raid. It's something that you have someone do. And that's called being a flacker, the flak role, right? You take charge of that mechanic. So, Revenants are incredibly tanky and sustainy if you build them to be, and very easily so too. And particularly they have access to a lot of blocks. So for many, many, many different reasons, basically the last raid boss they added, the very, very last one, the last one of the newest wing, has this flak mechanic. And what you do is you, as a Revenant, stand really far away and just survive, basically. There are other things you can do that are very cool. But generally speaking, that's what it is. And I do that on this character. That pure white armor set, that's really tanky armor. And that's what I meant. That's what Demos is. Demos is the name of the boss, and flacking is the name of the role that I was talking about. Now, it's not just Revs that can do it. Lots of different people can flak. And in fact, I'm really excited about a Phantasmal Force Mesmer flak concept. And I want to see someone pull it off at some point. Because I'm not really in a play. I don't raid enough to do stuff like that anymore with the game. But I think that's really cool. So there you go. There's a full explanation there for you, and hopefully more than one person enjoyed that. Yeah, I like flacking. I think it's a really interesting role. I think it opens up a lot of cool buildcraft. It might be a bit boring to execute, sure, but there's ways you can mix it up. So Waldir says, how long did it take to craft Aurora? I'm currently doing it, and it's so tedious. It took me 14 days, but only because when Flashpoint came out, which was the... I'm not going to use the word. I'm going to say second to last. When Flashpoint came out... I'm not really focusing on the damage I'm doing here. When Flashpoint came out, I never actually had done the Wayfarer's Henge back piece. So I had to do, and that's time gated. You have to grow that properly, right? Like through all the runestone fragments. So that's how long it took me. It took me like 14 days or 15, whatever it was, to go from 0 to hero on the runestone thing. All right, so this is east rat, right? I'm going to move to a different one now. I'm going to go to north. North is struggling, and north struggled before as well. So let's go there. Kind of off topic, but do you believe Ebon Hawk will be featured a bigger role in Path of Fire? I actually don't. No, I don't. I don't see any evidence that they even thought about Ebon Hawk. There were no signs that there was Seraph in the Zalenbur's casino. I mean, listen, maybe what we might find is, you know, this is the first map, right? What was it? It was like this or something? No, that's the third map, sorry. It's like, this is the first map. This is the second map, okay? Ebon Hawk Gate is all the way up here. So you might find, like, here on the northern road, somewhere, that there's like, oh, here's a route to the Charlands. And there might be reference to Ebon Hawk nearby. Might be. But a direct entrance, is that going to be a thing? I don't know. And even if there is, it will just skip us through all of this territory, and we won't actually get to explore the map in between, which I think sucks. Could this be Living World Season 4, Episode 1? I don't know. And we get a map here. But I also am excited about further south maps too, so who knows. Alright, I should help with the event now. Fuck me, I've never seen North struggle this much. When all Char die and we retake Ascalon. Yeah, I don't know. It will be interesting if they do some big shake-ups for the Char stuff. I think that there's an interesting segue from the end of the Path of Fire into more Char-based stories, because, you know, it could be the death of Kralkatorrik, or at least something major happening with Kralkatorrik. So I think all of that's cool, but then there's also, I don't know, the game is not really in a place anymore where you can definitively point to one storyline that's happening at once. And I actually kind of like that. It feels a lot more emergent and natural and organic in the way that they're telling the story right now. Let's get on one of these turrets, shall we? But hopefully they'll do some cool stuff with that. Hopefully. We'll see. What is the gate on the southeast corner of Mount Maelstrom for? That was probably just like many other things in Guild Wars 2. It was just put there as a placeholder potential area to expand the world. Because what you got to remember is that sort of southern Shiver Peak sort of direction, and that was a lot of that was explorable in GW1. You know, like people don't think about this very much. They think about big set piece places like Fire Islands was GW1 explorable, Crystal Desert was GW1 explorable, Blood Legion Homelands was GW1 explorable. But the truth is also that a lot of this shit was GW1 explorable. It often goes a bit unmentioned, but it was Thunderhead Keep and so forth. What is this stacking here? Infliction of weakness. 10% of glancing blows. Oh, that's it. Slowly building up resistance to damage, right? Can I just remind people, lessons of the past, if you are, like, if there's only like 2 or 3 people left at your gate, don't leave. Don't leave to Zerg to south or north or west or something. Just stay there, because no one's going to replace you. So here we go, we'll do this. You'd be excited to find out what's above Divinity's Reach? Above Divinity's Reach? Oh, north of Divinity's Reach. I thought in the sky there. Remember to hold damage at 10%. We need west to catch up. Yeah, we do. So there's a ton of people at north now, right? So we want to be careful of the way that north is doing things. Did I even put my elite on this? I just want to clarify to people, my gameplay during streams is nothing like when I'm just playing on mine. I hated Thunderhead Keep. It took forever to beat that mission. I like it though because it was kind of, it was nice to have a moment that properly separated the men from the boys. You know, it's the kind of thing that Guild Wars 2 never does in core narrative ever. It just doesn't do. The game is alien to it. The game just got rid of all sense of that kind of gameplay, like literally, you know. And they said they don't want challenge in those kinds of areas. But that was sort of the pinnacle of that, in my opinion, for GW1. And what was quite special about Thunderhead Keep 2 was the way that most areas of all of Guild Wars 1 you could just walk to and explore to. Nowhere was like impossible to get to, except the Crystal Desert and more specifically the Fire Island Chain as well. In Nightfall, the Crystal Desert became open too for regular exploration. I'm just getting the slime down. I'm not going to actually do any damage to it. That Trigger Blossom's still quite healthy, so that's... Now I'm playing a Revenant. I'm playing a condition damage Revenant. I'm channeling a giant Marganite raid boss monkey from the first game, who exists in my head. And I'm using his understanding of torment and anguish to inflict it upon others. There you go. I'm going to stop there. I sound a bit sick. Everything okay? Yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm just a tiny bit bunged up right now. I'm very hot. It's a hot day. It was a hot summer day. I think I opened one of the episodes of the Lore series with "It was hot, too hot." I think for the likes of Jarlis and his dwarven companions, maybe that's what I said. I can't remember anymore. So hot. Hey WP, as you are someone who works for themselves, I was wondering how you organised your schedule with making videos, streaming, etc. So I genuinely believe that the best thing that Google ever made was Google Calendar. Google Calendar is like this godly like gift to Earth. Anyone who works on their own, anyone who needs to have a bit of diligence or discipline when it comes to studying and shit like that, Google Calendar is insane. And I love Google Calendar. That's how I sort of work most of my life around. But you kind of have to... it's still a struggle for me though, because a lot of stuff that I do is quite like emergent and like unpredictable. But generally speaking, I try to keep to that. So I have like some like building blocks for every week that have to be there, you know. Stuff like, okay, Saturday, Sunday, Monday we stream, and that's really non-negotiable. And the hours that I do it is kind of non-negotiable as well, because Twitch is like very weird. If you change the schedule, you're basically asking for about a month of people saying, "Oh, why don't you stream anymore? Why don't you?" And like asking what happened to the schedule. So you've got to be really frugal with stuff like that. There you go. AB, congratulations, guys. We did good. We did good. So I think this is my character with tons of keys. I have 42 keys on this one. So we'll go and open all of the boxes. And then, so that's another one. Only 27 more of those to do before Path of Fire comes out. I've got about 3 weeks to do 27 of them. How feasible is that? That's totally possible, right? This is really fun on the hill, Ellie. I don't care about doing it right now, actually. I'll just tag it for gold and then move on. Oh. Do you think you can ever explore the area west from Lion's Arch behind the big wall? You mean the Tengu, the Dominion of Winds, the Airy and so forth? A lot of people have wanted to. Maybe if the devs ever figure out a way to implement a new race. I would love X-Pac 3 to have a new race. Come on. Come on, guys. You can do it. Do you think they should add how much health you have as a rev mechanic? It could be something like Hollowsmith, where when below 75%, 50 and 25 health, rev skills get stronger. The idea is that revs can draw more power from legends when they are closer to the mists. I think what you've done there is you've identified an interesting theme thing and built a mechanic out of it, but whether that mechanic needs to necessarily exist, I don't know. If I was going to do changes to the rev, I would have a keen eye on the way that energy works. And I wouldn't just delete, like, energy from weapon skills, for example. I would do more stuff like Equilibrium, which we see in Invocation, right? So, Equilibrium, evoking a legend triggers a burst from the mist that heals allies if your energy is below the threshold, or damages foes if your energy is above the threshold. So, this is a really interesting idea they're playing with, like energy thresholds and like having a seesaw balance of which one you want to trigger. I like that, and you see that in a couple of different places in Rev. But with the way that energy works right now, it's kind of like super unfun. And there's not as much play in it as you'd think there is. There have been some raid rotations that have had play on that, but it's not, you know, it's not at its height. And I think really the one thing that Rev actually misses and actually lacks is energy generation. I think if there were various like combos and flipovers and like capabilities that you'd have, I tell you what, this I've just come upon this on the stream right here, right now. But I tell you what, I think all Rev could have as a part of Buildcraft and a decision for them to make. there should be energy generation on skills and traits and things that you can go for. But here's what I think they should do. Every single legend right now only has 4 skills instead of 5. Most utility classes in Guild Wars 2 have 5, but the Rev has less than everyone else. If I right-click this to add it, to swap this to a different skill, I can only choose Banish Enchantment, which I've already got, or Unyielding Anguish, which I've already got. All I can do is just change the order that they appear in. So what I actually believe is that another skill should be added. This box here, there should be one. So there's actually one swap decision you make. And I think that that extra skill, that 5th utility, should be added for every legend. And the 5th utility should be an energy generation thing. Where, you know, and the specific mechanics of how it works can be different based on the legend that you're on. But that's what I believe. And with that, then they can start implementing more traits and other skills and things that balance energy a bit differently and make it feel like it's actually an interesting thing to play with instead of just like a kind of an arbitrary thing that is fiddly more than it's anything else that you don't have enough control over. And then I think traits like Equilibrium could really start to shine. That's what I would do. I'd play with energy. I wouldn't play with health. Right? So like your suggestion there, oh, you do more damage at low health. What if it was, you know, if I was going to mimic that for the Rev, it would actually be like more damage when you're low on energy, or more damage when you're high on energy, and then you choose to have a build that brings a lot of energy in elsewise and so on. Yeah, energy on crit or energy, yeah, stuff like that, And of course, it should be balanced in a way that it's not needed. So you can, the devs only have to look at Guild Wars 1 to see how annoying this can be to deal with, because in Guild Wars 1 you had 8 skills, right? And in Guild Wars 2 you got 10, and so or 15 including a weapon swap, and the classes that can't weapon swap get something similar anyway. So we can say basically you got a baseline of 15. So already Guild Wars 1 feels like you've got way less options to you, half, right? Because you've only got 8 skills. But here's the funny thing about Guild Wars 1. In most formats, most any build, anywhere really on the game, because energy was a mechanic, you didn't really have 8 skills. In terms of like freedom of buildcraft, you didn't really, I mean, you had 8 skills to trigger and so on, but in terms of freedom of buildcraft, you didn't really have 8. You had 7 or even less, because nearly invariably every build that you had should run some energy management ability, unless you're like on a warrior that's heavy adrenaline focused and stuff like that, or, you know, outliers. And specific builds that didn't care about it. So, but especially when you look at PvP, and it got even worse in other formats of PvP. When you look at like random arenas or like team arenas as well, to an extent, it wasn't just 8 skills. It wasn't just 7 skills because you probably had energy management on there. It wasn't even 7 skills because quite often you were a bad player unless you were forced to run the Resurrection Signet, which also was a skill that limited your freedom of buildcraft. And in Guild Wars 2, they rolled that into just pressing F. You don't have to pick a skill to res people. You can pick skills to res people, but they're not essential to get people off of the ground, right? And so that was a huge thing as well. So I think you can look back at that for Guild Wars 1, and you can see the worry with the Rev. It's like, oh, so now Revs are just forced to... Energy still sucks, because Revs are being forced to compromise on their traits and their utility skills and stuff by running energy management. But I don't think that that's always necessarily true. Like, if I look at my abilities here, I actually have 2 very techy utilities on on Malix, sorry. The Malix kit, sorry, I'm going a little bit deep here, and I'm worried I might be boring people. But on Malix, right? If we live in a world where I could take energy generation on Malix, you'll actually notice that I've got 2 very techy abilities I'd be happy to swap off because they're not always relevant all of the time. So first of all, pain absorption. Grab everyone else's condies and give yourself resistance. It's a stun break. That's a utility slot that you don't need on the build. I would quite happily swap that for energy generation, right? Because not every circumstance needs this. Now, if I'm in World versus World, things are different, right? But that's and in that case, maybe I will want to sacrifice the energy. Maybe I'll sacrifice a different thing. Maybe in that situation, I don't care so much about Unyielding Anguish, right? And then the other really techy one is Banish Enchantment, right? Like, so a lot of challenge moat fractals, if you're not running with a Necro or a Mesmer, you're probably looking to get some strips somewhere else, and Banish Enchantment might be a good shout for you. But maybe that's still a pretty techie slot. A lot of times you're not against the boons, or a lot of times you might not want to run Banish Enchantment, but you'll be happy to just take the Corruption trait, which is... here, Spontaneous Destruction, right? So you could put, and I think that's true for all of them, right? Like a very techie slot here is Forced Engagement, or a very techie slot is Inspiring Reinforcement. It works very well for Rev. So anyway, that's one way I would supplement things, and I would change things. Yeah. And I think that could do a lot. It's not just about removing energy costs from weapon skills. Energy management skills for Rev might force people to take it regardless of their builds, then build diversity would shrink, says Wabisakai. Yeah, what Wabisakai just said there is another, perhaps a more concise way of articulating what I just said. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm getting at. So it has to be done in a particular way. But what this discussion I just gave you about the techie skills is sort of an answer to that, right? Do you understand? At least when we talk about adding energy generation through skills, I don't foresee it being a problem because these techie abilities exist. When we talk about energy duration on traits, it can be. For example, a devastation trait that gives you shit tons of energy, but it competes with Swift Termination or Assassin's Annihilation. And it's like, oh, I want it, but the only way my build works is with this, but that costs me 20% damage, right? Or something like that. Then that can restrict people. So you have to be careful about the juxtapositions that they go for. You don't want the energy generation trait to always be forever best in slot. And that's sort of the point. I kind of like the idea. You know how Hollowsmith works with the 3 Grandmasters that change the playstyle a lot for the heat and how you play with heat? And you know how like Daredevil worked that changed the style of the dodges and how you play with your dodges? I like the idea of Invocation, because Invocation is like the 5th line that should be playing with energy. I like the idea of Invocation's Grandmasters doing that. Like rework the 3 Invocation Grandmasters. We can put the functionality of Rolling Mist in somewhere else. We can put the functionality of Charge Mist in somewhere else, Shrouding Mist in somewhere else. But these Grandmasters could affect Revenant and the way it looks at energy in a similar, perhaps more subtle, but in a similar way to the way that Hollowsmith affects heat generation, and the way that the other example I just gave, Daredevil, right? I think that could work too, you know, and that they can be sort of energy management style things. For instance, buffing ref skills while increasing their energy costs, so people would have to decide if they want to cast more often or having an extra skill in their slot. No. Why are we calling it a Rev when it's a Herald? Well, I'm not playing a Herald right now. None of my discussion has been relevant to Herald right now. None of it. And in fact, you know, if there's energy generation, when we start talking about Herald, the kind of the unique thing of Herald is it can be purely about drain. It's all upkeeps, right? There wouldn't be an upkeep that gives you more energy. That's just absurd. That's stupid. So that would still be like, and that would be kind of the interesting flavor of Herald, that it's all about like just heavy drain on your energy banks, and that's sort of why it feels flavor-wise a bit different to the other Rev playstyles that exist. You like that idea a lot. In fact, all 5th specializations, Beast Mastery, Arcane, should have Grandmasters that dramatically change profession mechanics. I don't know whether I'd use the word dramatic, but yeah, that kind of idea, I think you're right. I think that works. But particularly for Rev. And I think that's something that can do it. But the thing is, all of this discussion, this is all well and good, but this takes ballsy change to the design of the Rev, and I don't know whether the balance team has time for that. Revenant isn't a dumpster fire. You agree with energy connection to Rev mechanics, but the signet we all got for Downstate and Lick Doric connected being close to the Mist being low on health. Yeah, I know, but they don't have to, you know, you gotta find the line between letting flavor affect your balance too much. And generally I would say that flavor should come secondary. And that's as someone who cares a lot about this world and the stuff that's within it. Alright, so what do we do? Now I can play, we've got a squad. So maybe, what else can we do? Alright, so let's check here. So, Heart of Thorns, we're done. We're done, guys, really. Heart of Thorns, except when the next ABs come up. That's cool. Side stories, by the way, after yesterday's stream, I hung about with the people that were in the squad and played a little bit more. So we've now got Conservation of Magic done. Did Flynn's retirement, did the other thing. This is finished. Justice of the Blade is done, and we've got all 30 AP from that repeatable one. Anomalous Occurrences, we've got one more to do. How long till he spawns? Does anybody know? Someone in Twitch chat, tell me when this last guy spawns. And with this, we'll have all of the side stories done. Except Bulk, but I can't be bothered to do Bulk on a stream. I don't think that's going to be fun for you guys. Collections were done. Specializations, masteries, blah, 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 blah. So then next, what we've got, okay. Look at that. Oh, my God. By the way, no more green mastery point icon here. No more. I've got all of them. Let's get the last of the mastery points in all of Guild Wars 2, shall we? 53 minutes, okay. Let's get the last of the mastery points. I need those giant hands. Defeat the Harathi High Sage and the massive earth elemental it summons. I've never done that. I always miss the friggin' thing. So we're going to go up to the leather farming area in Lake Doric, guys. Let's go. Wow, how the hell could you be asked with doing all those adventures? We did them on the recent streams, or a couple of them on the recent streams. They're actually really fun. I think if people give them a shot, they're just not instantly gratifying. It's a bit of digging into them to find the fun. And I like that kind of stuff in games. I really do. Yeah, I've never done it. It's just the friggin' thing just has never properly spawned while I've been around and while I've been interested in doing it. So I don't know how to spawn it. I've spent hours doing the leather farm, but the friggin' the thing's never spawned. Or if it has, I've been away from the group and I've ended up dying. God, I missed so many skills there. That was quite embarrassing. My mic is popping. Sorry. Okay. Hello. Hopefully I'm not too quiet now, guys. But yeah, the mic's popping. Sorry. Thank you for reminding me about that, JJ Mars. Question, totally out of the blue. Are you at all interested in Destiny? Destiny 2 has an open beta tomorrow. No, I'm not. I'm really not. If at a different point in my life where I had time to dedicate to a big product like that, maybe, but now it's too quiet. Well, you're going to have to find the balance, guys. Oh my god, I was looking at Twitch chat. We almost got stampeded. Unyielding Anguish would have been really fun on them. Why did I just get CC'd? So, how do we spawn this boss? It's probably not that the mic's too quiet. It's now that the game is too loud with regard to it. So, I've now turned the game down a bit more. That sounds pretty good. You'd rather the mic pop. Well, look, we'll go there. Just turn the stream up, guys. You have volume controls on your speakers. I've now turned the game down to compensate, so... It's on a timer. Yeah, I know, yeah. So when is that timer? How do I know when it's going to spawn? You can tell if he's up on the fort because the hill is glowing red. Well, he sort of looks like he might be right now. I don't know. Otherwise, he's on a 90-minute timer. 90 minutes? Oh, wow. That's actually 90 minutes, though. Really? All right, we can kill the Pack Doliac. Run to the top, WP. It's glowing. Run to the top. Does that mean he's there? Do we want the Pack Doliac? Should we ignore the Pack Doliac? Oh, I want to show you guys something. Hold on. Please let me break combat. I should have the tablet. I'm not going to be able to get up, I don't think. If I can break combat. There is a really cool new rev trait in the game, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. And it would be really great here, too. I'm going to watch closely. I did. Retribution. So check this out, guys. So, Retribution has a trait called Planar Protection. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this. It's drop a dome that causes projectile reflections when you take full damage. But that's no one's ever used that because full damage traits suck. However, they updated it on the recent balance patch. Another really fun update. They updated it, which means that you can trigger it on heal skill now. Which means that revs can basically, even without alacrity, or almost without alacrity, have permanent reflect and deflect up now. Because they can chain it with a Ventari tablet. So watch, I'm going to use my heal skill. And I'm going to create a mobile reflect circle on myself that persists for a really long time. Can you see this? Look how cool this is. And then as soon as it goes down, I can bump my tablet reflex up, which is what I just did there. And then I can pull my tablet along and protect everyone with this. And now we can move up. How cool is this? And now, as soon as my tablet drops, all right, we can swap to our other legend. Oh, well, we don't have that. I should have stayed on Ventari. Hold on. And now when our heal skill comes back up, here we go. Another planar protection. Yeah? How cool is this? It's like they added a new skill to the game. Almost, kind of, sort of, in a weird way. And we're defending people again. And it lasts 10 seconds. It's not shabby. And now we can come over here. You can, of course, do it all from within the same legend, but you probably want to legend swap to refresh your energy, because obviously it's very energy intensive using the tablet. So yeah, I'll summon the tablet again, and we get the next thing. We'll legend swap. I mean, I love it. I think it's so cool. Someone revived me safely with that trait earlier. Really, that's awesome. That's so cool. And then we can summon the tablet again. Oh, I didn't use the... I was hoping my thing would pop, but it didn't. What? How did I do? Oh, it's a trampler. He just walked into the temple. I just assumed that they were all... Come on, guys. Oh, they knocked me back in. Amazing. Oh. Was our energy not draining while we were in downstate? That seems to have lasted a very long time. So, if it was up, wouldn't we see an event right now? Wouldn't we? You love that change. You can run when the group lack deflect and you don't have to use Ventari. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. We need to kill these things. Jesus Christ. We're struggling a little bit here, guys. Just a little bit. Just a wee bit. I mean, I'm not really putting out any pressure. Oh, out of range. BS. I wanted to blink over. It's another champion, so let's just be careful. Oh, look, I think we've got 2 people doing it there. Yeah, we do. It looks like, based on character size, the safety area is bigger or smaller. That would be really bad, wouldn't it? You don't think he spawns until we walk in? Oh, that would explain a few things. That would explain why he comes up so rarely when I used to turret farm here. Because no one was up here. Ah. It spawns when you walk into the tower. It glows red, so chances are very good. This is great. Okay, cool. I'm going to do this to cover myself. Grab this strong box. I mean, you get a lot of money from the leather farm as well, by the way. Very, very consistent. This patch is like... You know how Bitterfrost Frontier felt for a long time? Like it was the best Living World Season 3 thing to have for noobs. Because you would get all of those berries and easiest access to Ascended, Heart of Thorns accessories, right? And a Bitterfrost Frontier felt really amazing for that. I actually have to say, I think that now that Season 3 is out fully, this is the best one. What do we do? Do we have to kill all the mobs in here, or...? WP, we can't get to you. Sorry, you can get to me if you put reflect and stuff on your builds. It's quite easy if you set your build up. Just change some specializations, learn a bit about your class, look at the stuff it's got. Stealths. Think about it. You can do it, guys. It's not impossible to get up here. It's not that bad. This trait seems good for Slothazor. Yeah, I haven't ran this at Slothazor. Oh, there we go. Oh my god, it's up! See, I'm pretty sure I have done this before, but maybe it was on stage before the thing came out. I'm going to go back to Jarlis here. Oh, I'm doing it in the middle like a Mong. I like it. This is like the revenge of the Queensdale face roll boss, right? It's like, yeah, this boss can be badass, and this boss can be interesting. Except if you're a Necro, you don't get reflects. Okay, so how would we get up there on a Necro? Well, first of all, I wouldn't go the regular way. I'd go up this way, like this person is. This person's the best player, I think, right now. That's the way I would go up. And you do have Corrosive Poison Cloud. You do have minions that can take aggro for you. You do have Shroud. I would run Soul Reaping and make sure you got a lot of Shroud generation. I would go Reaper as well, definitely, so that you can use the 2 to push yourself up there faster. I would run Rise so that you can take 50% less damage from the attacks as they come in. This is all without changing gear, by the way, because you can do other stuff like, I don't know, fucking Earth Runes and things. I bet you can get up there on a Necro, just by changing skills and stuff. Oh my god, people are dying. I should probably res, right? Oh, I wish I was on my Ellie right now. The reses would be so much better. Here you go, friend. Watch the fires, guys. You're getting a bit of a taste of Matthias here. And Norella. I said watch the fires. I'd like to note that I didn't die to that fire. I died to some kind of projectile, I think it was. Alright, let's get the damage. Or you can use a TP to a friend. Yeah, that's true. You could just cheat and TP to a friend. You could just do that. That's very, very, very true. There we go. We're actually getting some damage rolling now. Broke his brake bar. Dodge that. I think. Nope, I did it too early. Oh, let me unyielding anguish over. And there are certain aspects of playing a Rev that are really fun, I think, in terms of like energy management and stuff. Like playing this build on Arc for CM100 is really fun because in a lot of the phases you're sort of waiting around and you can build 100% energy and then spam like 4 unyielding anguishes before quickly swapping to Jarless and going back into your rotation, which spikes Torment really high to like 50 Torment. And it's like a nice burst start you can do in any situation where you were maintained in combat for a while. So anyway, there you go. Look, we got a lot here. Those giant hands, we got that. Event rewards. And then here we go, mastery point. So, coming back to this, I have a mastery point to get on Flashpoint, people watching. I need to plant scanners for the Whisper's agent. This one looks pretty tricky. This one looks like there's actually quite a lot to do. But that's my last Heart of Thorns mastery point. That is it. Once that's done, I will never see a green dot again. How thrilling. Are you guys ready for this? How many mastery points do I have in total right now? I've got... How do I see how many? I have 53 remaining. 53! Oh, this system. So yeah, the last one. People watching. I'm going to stick about and finish the heart here, by the way, because, hey... money is nice. That one sucks. Does it suck? Rev has crazy good blocks and heals. Ranger doesn't have great reflects. No, I honestly, seriously, I do believe that any class can get up here without any gear changes. Without any gear changes. That's interesting. So basically, what we're saying, because we have to assume by default that all people run is Zerg, right? Or glassy builds. Let's just go glassy builds. Can every one of the 9 classes climb this on a glass build with just specialization and skill, weapon and skill changes? Is that a thing? Do you guys believe that? What is an example of something that can't? Ranger, do you think Ranger can't? I think Ranger would struggle a little more than others, definitely. But would it be impossible? Alone, obviously, is the answer to. Yeah, and not talking about the rubble and not talking about TP to a friend. Not talking about the back route. Bloodstone Warped Hide there. So, like, look at how cool Planar Protection is as a trait. I mean, this balance patch was great. It got people running full damage traits. It got them doing it. I do it on my Ellie as well now. I run the full damage one in Arcane because it's also got the added effect of heal on attunement swap. Alright, there we go. That's the heart done. We'll clear these near this strong box just to finish everyone else's hearts off. And then we will go do that flashpoint thing. If anyone knows how to do it, can they whisper me in-game? And then what I'll do is I'll lieutenant you, and we'll all just follow you. For how it goes. If not, we'll figure it out on stream together, like fun friends. How are we supposed to get that strong box? We go over here? I don't think I've ever picked this one up. Oh, come on, man. Ah! There we go. What an annoying strong box that is. Alright, Flashpoint. So I'll meet you guys in Draconis Mons, which this character's never been to. So this will be fun. Boom. Should do it on stream WP. All 9 classes solo to the top. No Zerg. Yeah, I think that'd be kind of fun. I reckon that'll be a fun little video to do for people. Wow, Revive Orb. So easy. Just swipe that credit card to get to the top. I've gone to the top with a raid meta build on an Ellie. People just need to learn how to dodge. I think that that's really sneery of you to say, oh, people just need to learn how to dodge. I think that does not encompass the full story there. To get all the way up on a raid meta build on Ellie, I think is quite interesting. To not have even changed any skills, not put any more mind for reflects on there, I think that's quite... Not put lightning flash on, not do any of that. Yeah, it does sound like a cool video to make, doesn't it? I agree, Valen V. Maybe someone watching. I'm not going to do it. Someone watching, go do it. Alright, okay, let's see. So, what do we do? Someone just said that they have to take off for work. Well, I hope you have a nice day. I'll ping the waypoint to people in squads. Let me finish eating and I can record media minute. That's cool. Thief can't do it. He can't get invisible. He can't generate lots of evade blindness. No way. Yeah, I know, right? Did somebody in chat say Thief can't do it? I mean, it's just... This is the thing. It's at the core of Guild Wars 2 as a game at the moment. People, so people understand. There is a huge, huge, huge divide between the understanding of the game between people in this community. There's a lot of people who just don't understand much about the game and just can't accomplish things in the game. And then there's a lot of people that it's a completely different experience. It really is. There are people that will only ever just look at a pre-built build for them, and they'll never engage in buildcraft, and they'll never think about their class. And then there's other people that just are in the complete opposite direction. And I know that that's going to happen with all games, but it's a really profound thing, I think, in this community. And this whole thing about running to the top, oh, it's impossible, no, it's not. Oh, I think that's just more examples of those divides that are there. It's played as a very casual game. I think that's why. And I think I think you're right. It's Matty, but it goes further. It was originally played as a very casual game, not through intent. I would say it always catered to casuals, but it was also always a game that wanted to appeal to hardcore markets too. But it failed to appeal to hardcore. It was not intended to lack that. Dungeons were intended to satisfy that. They always were, but they failed to because it was just bad design basically and bad development efforts. And so the whole story is this: that it has always played through no ambition, but it has always sort of when it first came out played as quite a casual experience. But now it's increasingly started to add things that you can really dive into and get a huge amount of enjoyment out of, but take a lot of investment and understanding. And I think that's where you see that this gulf between people starts to come to the forefront, because now they're at a point where they've added a map with an extremely difficult area in it, right? While 2012, give me an example of one place in 2012 that feels anything like the Watchtower Cliffs. One place. One. I'm waiting, Twitch chat. I mean, what? The mini dungeon up here? To Quattle's Beach when he hasn't been defeated and the fish heads can kill you? And obviously the dragon rebalances are an interesting thing. Queensdale. Ore was pretty annoying. Ore is nothing like the Watchtower Cliffs, though. Do you think it's as hard walking around Ore as it is around the Watchtower Cliffs? Really stop for a second and think about that assessment. The Watchtower Cliffs versus Ore. Ore was a bit annoying, but it's nowhere near. The stairs of Ore towards Ara? Like the Watchtower Cliffs? Huh? Really? I've never experienced struggling walking up there. South Sun? South Sun's maybe getting a bit closer, yeah. And it is 2012, genuinely 2012, not 2013, which is where a lot of the other stuff started coming. The Bandit Fort in Brisbane, yeah, but you're not meant to go there. That's a boundary thing. Maybe the Nightmare Tower, 2013, and Living Wild Season 1. Also, when Living Wild Season 1 got into its heyday and hit a stride. But I think Nightmare Tower's a good example, actually. A very good example. Tangled Depths. Well, we're in Heart of Thorns there and raiding and stuff. Alright, so people watching, how the hell do we do this? What do? We need to find the missing golem and learn the password. Find a missing golem and learn a password. So, I assume that that's going to be at Rata Novus, not Rata Arcanum. Flaganti says Guild Wars 2's making a contest for making a weapon. Yeah, I did hear that earlier. I did hear that. Super off topic. Well, why do you think they put no internal on the Renegade Elite skill, but fairly punishing cooldown on the Soul Beast one, even though they're fairly similar in function? Maybe because they're fairly similar in function and they don't want it to be. Also, they are a bit... yeah, they're both elite skills attached to elite specializations, and I think that that's fair as a comparison. But one of them is reliant on a trait to do what it does. The other one is not. One of them lasts a lot longer than the other one. So actually, it's weird because, yeah, you'd think that the Ranger one would be the one with the... without an internal cooldown because it's short duration, while the Renegade one does. So yeah, I don't get that inconsistency. It's also weird because the Soul Beast itself has a trait which is Lifesteal on Poison, and that doesn't have an internal cooldown, but its elite does. So I don't know what really is going on there. I don't know why the devs did that. Maybe there's supposed to be an internal cooldown on the Renegade one. Maybe it's because Soul Beast as a whole offers a lot of other stuff. And so the elite, all the power doesn't have to be loaded onto the elite, but Renegades, they want to do that. Like another good example of this same discussion, right? Where you have to sort of broaden your context, your perspective a little bit with balance. Is I remember at launch I was a bit of an idiot, right? And I noticed that remember I started on a Mesmer and then I went to play an Ellie, right? And I noticed that Elementalist had an elite skill that was instant activation. And for all intents and purposes back then, a stun break as well, had an instant activation teleport ability. The Elementalist one was called Lightning Flash. And I also noticed that Mesmer, another light armor class, had an instant activation stun breaking teleport ability called Blink. Now these two skills, generally speaking, were exactly the same. The only difference was that Lightning Flash did a little bit of damage on impact and Blink did not. And yet Blink had 1200 range, and I could only have 900 range. They had to trait for Blink to have that range, as far as I remember. But I thought that this was, you know, an example of the balanced devs not knowing what the balls they're doing, and that, you know, there should have been more consistency and stuff. But you got to understand, like, one of them was traitable, one of them didn't do damage, yeah. But also more broadly, if you look more closely, Ellie had a lot more like mobility going for it at that time that it could trade upwards with than the Mesmer, who really did only have like phase retreat, which people were shit with back then anyway as well, and Blink, right? But Ellie had all this other stuff. It had like the Ride the Lightnings, and it had the three, and also like swiftness access too. I know this is a weird thing to talk about, but back in 2012 swiftness was like something much more you could consider for whether a class had a lot of mobility or whatever. And so it was compensation for the fact that really Mesmer didn't have so much. But and by the way, if this all seems really arbitrary, they had a 1200 range teleport on a much lower cooldown. Like, much lower cooldown. That was what really got to me about it, the lower cooldown. Blink was, like, much, much lower. And again, I think it's because the trait would simultaneously... Come on, get me up, get me up. I don't think this is going to work, though. Ah, you dick. Where did I get the Oak Heart Essence from? What on earth? Oh, there it is. It's in that corner. Yeah, so I don't know. Anyway, I'm not saying that the devs have got it right with Renegade versus Soul Beast there. I think that the actual problem is... Good job with that portal. That's awesome. I think, in truth, what the actual problem is that they've done two elites that are very, very similar, and I think that's a bit shit. I think the problem isn't nitpicking between the difference between the two and why... It's not even a nitpick, because the Ranger one is so much worse, right? But I think really, when you really come down to it, it's that one wolf pack should have a different ability to that, shouldn't it? Shouldn't it just be something all on its own? Shouldn't it be different? Why have we got two elites that share lifesteal out to our allies around us? Why? There we go. Man, this friggin' lemonade I got earlier is so tasty right now. It's the best. We got to Heathen's Hold really quick there. We just skipped like up like instantly. Alright, Rata Arcanum. So what we want to do, guys, is go into this thermal tube here. I don't know where I'm going, by the way. Someone says, guess we don't want it. And he linked us to Heathen's Hold. Yeah, we do want it. We do want to go to Heathen's Hold. It's just I had to walk there because I've never been there. On this character. The Gate of Fire. WP, follow me. All right, we're going to ping one with the stars. This cool-looking guy from yesterday's stream as well. It's good to see you back. By the way, yeah, I always get sappy like this. Thanks to everyone who's been watching a lot and enjoying themselves and chilling out and having fun. I hope you guys know I appreciate it. I had a really weird moment yesterday where I hosted Inks and, I don't know, we put like 1,670 something people on Inks. And, I don't know, I just looked back at the stream I gave you guys yesterday. And, we're basically just playing like old current event. It's not really that great, is it? And I just sort of had a big moment where I was like, I don't deserve what I've got. I really don't. So I just want to say I do appreciate it, guys. It's nice to see so many people around and having fun, even if it is kind of weird stuff we're doing. I'm glad people are getting something out of it. You just binged a bunch of my videos before hopping on? Well, welcome. It's good to see. Okay, so what do we do? Where is he? Where's the guy? I lost him. Oh, is it in here? No, this is just for the heart, isn't it? Everyone came in here, but I'm pretty sure it's not in here. Oh, here he is. Here he is. I'm pinging him. I got him. Hello. I'm going to blast in your stack as... Oh, no, I'm going to miss. Okay, he got that. Here we go, guys. We got the ping on him. Oh, my God. That was saucy. Good job there. Put a heart on him. Yeah, how do I do that? Oh, why? Why does this keep happening? What is this, a lag thing? I aimed as high as I possibly could. It's like Control-Shift-1 or something, isn't it? Oh, I don't know. Videos have always been good background viewing. Well, thank you. Anyway, look, you don't have to compliment me or anything. It's not about that. I wanted to compliment you guys. Oh.
What is it? Who's it from?
The inquests are onto me and my contact. They be digging into my programming. You must locate my contact outside the inquest base. Give him the password. Purple login is a matter of life and deaths. This message will self-destruct in 5s, 4s, 3s, 2s, 1s.
Wow, okay. I didn't realise that was a thing. Okay, so we spoke to the golem. And now it blew up. Oh, it wasn't a lie. It did. It blew up. I didn't realise the whispers were onto this. Find the missing golem and learn the password. Okay, cool. This is really good. I didn't know about this from this release. I feel like a right noob. Look at all this, like, cool stuff I haven't even done in the game. Wow. Alright, so we got that. So our next thing is to find the Whispers agent, give him the password, and obtain the scanners. So where is the agent, I wonder? We'll keep following one with the stars and see how we go. Remember, if you guys are going for the sexy new legendary trinket, the first of its kind, don't be scared to get the heart and stuff. Because you will want it. Up we go. Oh, look, we actually made it this time. Now let's latch onto the tree. Oh! Okay, we're right. It's Alt, Shift, and number. Alt, Shift, and number. Yeah, the thing is, I think I unbound it all. Oh, no, there we go. We put a heart on him. We got it, guys. We got it. A right noob, Yorkshire potatoes. Why today's stream with no in-game sound? There is in-game sound. Quite a lot of it. Maybe you just can't hear. Just a second ago, people were saying that the game was too loud. Is it really with no sound? Is this guy's audio just crap? I really can't stand Aurora and how the planetoids move. I'd rather they just float behind you. Oh, I understand that, because they are quite specific. I like the way that they've done that, though. I actually especially like Aurora on this character, because it gives the purple glow. Oh!
Purple Quaggin?
classified. I am an agent of the Order of Whispers undercover in the inquest, but I can't complete my mission. Since discovering my golem, they suspect me and watch me like a hawk. I have to maintain my facade. But you could do it. All that's required is to place recorders around to gather data on this inquest crew. The Order's concerned about the inquest's intentions in this cavern.
What are the inquest doing here?
Balthazar brought them here, but they forgot all about him once they discovered Zin's Rata Arcanum. Now they're obsessed with excavating all Zin's tech and knowledge, not to mention finding his corpse if it's here. Here, take the recorders and map of the best locations. Go now, quickly. You never saw me.
Like, I like Aurora. So this is good then, guys, now, yeah, that it's not too loud? I like Aurora for the, like, purple glow that it gives the Margonites, you see? The thing is, the orbs don't really work too well with the Margonite. But I think that the purple glow works quite nicely on it. So I've made a character, basically, that makes use of the new thing quite comfortably. Alright, so we're going back to Heathen's Hold now. Things like this make me wish we have quests. I think that that's an unfair to say. Check Hero, listen, man, I agree with you 100%. But, and I've wanted, like, sort of traditional quests. But the thing is, you can't take every step they make to give that experience and then say, and then use that as an example for why we need. What they're doing here is actually, it is a quest. I don't know what you mean. Like, this is a quest. They've got really close to it. So that's sort of my perspective on that, if that makes sense. You got a couple of frame drops. 0.3% of the streamers dropped frames. So if you're getting them, they're not from me. 0.3% over the past 2 hours. It's nothing. What is this purplish aura? Yes, it is. That's Aurora. That's Aurora that you're looking at there. Shit, I went the wrong way. No, I didn't. I just stood here and he went over there. Okay. Yeah, don't forget, guys, there's a free Black Lion chest in the TP. Don't forget, I'm looking for names on the new branch of the SPud Club. They should allow us to modify auras and effects. I don't believe that they should. I think that the game really desperately, sincerely needs to have good rewards for people to go for. And they need to take every opportunity they can to give someone a meaningful reward. And I think that the less customization we have, the better to that end. It's why also I don't care that we can't... Well, I do care. I understand why people want to be able to dye weapons, right? I understand. But at the same time, not being able to dye weapons has allowed them to add, you know, basically just recolorations and reskins for very low effort on weapon sets and things. And we get meaningful sort of... hold on, I should get this. And they can do that as rewards that people care about. Same with like gliders, like backpacks and gliders. What did we get? We got the black wings, and then the white wings, and then the golden wings, and you know, like they go on and on and on. If we could have dyed backpacks in the first place in the name of extra customization for the player base, they never could have got that free, cheap and easy like gem store skins available. But it's not just about the gem store. It's about, you know, actual in-game rewards as well. So I sort of don't mind. I think the fact that I can't customize Aurora is cool because they can add another legendary trinket that has a different color later. And I know that's lazy and we shouldn't like that, but I'll take what I can get. Are those peaches flying around you and that's why it's called Aurora? I actually don't believe it is. Boots was saying he think it might be a reference to her. And I'd love her to get a more formal reference than the sort of dinky one that might be there in Lake Doric. But I don't know. I don't know whether it actually is a reference. That's not me trying to take anything away from her. I just don't see sort of... I don't see the resemblance myself. Well, this is cool. Look, this is actually quite involved. And One with the Stars is doing it with us. Like, big time. What is really good? Oh. I'm trying to look at chat. Sorry, but it's hard to look at chat and... follow what's going on here. Yeah, they don't just look like celestial bodies, but they look like an effect that was in the game before. I just can't remember where. So I wonder if maybe they've reused it but put a slightly different animation or something on there. And in that case, it's even less likely to be a bespoke kind of reference to a streamer or something. Also, you'd think she would have been told it, right? Like I was essentially told when I got the Maguma Burl item. Someone got stuck in the ceiling. You can't find a class that fits the crystalline wings? It's below us, okay. That's sort of the trouble with the standards arena net set for the game, the actual image of the game they've grown in the community. They have incredibly high quality standards that show everything from UI to elements and music, and it extends to the story and gameplay and stuff like this. But in some ways, the casual atmosphere that the community has nurtured doesn't quite meet that depth of story and gameplay. Ooh, that's quite a comment right there, Eundel. I don't know whether I agree with that entirely. Oh, I picked up a scanner. Wow, in the sky? Oh my god. Let's see if we can get this. Ready? Oh, look at that efficient point of interest acquisition from midair. Oh, that guy missed it. Alright, I managed to get it somehow. It should overlook the mercenary base camp. That's cool. Alright, cool. I can look at chat then if he's missed it. And let him go get that. Is the anniversary sale done? No, I think it's still going. There's a free key at the moment. Omad's machine? Was it in Omad's machine? Is that what that was, Flaganti? They put it in Omad's machine? That's where these come from? It reminds you of the planetarium from the Wayno Su missions, says Shino Exil. Wow. That's an interesting thing. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe you're onto something there? I noticed as well, I was doing the Bartholos achievement yesterday from, what is it called? One Path Ends, right? The more I hear the name of that release, the more I don't like it. But One Path Ends, right? I was doing Bartholos' thing in the story instance. And, I noticed that they've got a picture of the Harvest Temple there. So people that don't know what this is, right? There's a temple that Canthans would like go on pilgrimage to pray to Dwayne and get like Dwayne magic of life or whatever, I guess. They were never very specific about how things worked. But they would go there, they would pilgrimage there around the time of the harvest for a good harvest. And it was like this big thing, and the Emperor would go with all of his guards, and the Kurziks and the Luxons who were in unison would go there. It was an island in the middle of, well, not in the middle, it's sort of the south of the Jade Sea, or whatever it was called at the time. I wonder what it was called before it became Jade. Anyway, so this was the Harvest Temple. Beautiful place. Except on one of these ceremonies, in the middle of the ritual, as the Emperor enacted it and Dwayne's magic swelled around, he was assassinated by his bodyguard, a man named Shiro Tagachi. He was assassinated, and all this magic exploded out of him in that moment and petrified everything. And so there's this beautiful place, the epicenter of where all this petrification started, right? Where the sea turned to jade and the forest nearby turned to stone. There's this beautiful temple on an island surrounded by a swirling whirlpool that is frozen in time and now turned to jade. And it is beautiful. It's an incredible, very high fantasy, really, really astounding, surreal environment. It's called the Harvest Temple. You go there in Guild Wars 1. And the concept art for the Harvest Temple appears as a painting in the Shining Blade headquarters beneath Divinity's Reach in the most recent release, One Path Ends. I thought that was quite interesting. I wonder if they just did it for flavor reasons. I'm sure they probably did, but here you go. Alright, we're going to go find this guy again. So, where do we go now? He's all the way over there. Yeah, sorry, the explosion happened after Shiro died. Shiro did it, took the magic, and then the unified Kurzik and Luxon heroes, along with Vizu, killed him, and then the explosion happened, yeah. You can watch all of that, by the way. You can see the Harvest Temple and all of that. If you just watch the Factions trailer, and you can see it in beautiful CGI glory. Not Vizu, yeah, Nika. Well, yeah, it is Vizu. It's not Nika. Nika's Vizu's descendant, isn't it? Not Nika? Nika is the one that we met in Guild Wars 1. Vizu is the old one. Right? Nika was just like a henchman. Cantha confirmed. Indeed, Irini. Hey, WP, just a quick question about SPud. I got kicked after a couple of weeks being on holiday. Therefore, you were AF. Can you just apply to join again, or are the chances like... You can, as long as you follow the instructions on Discord. You bribe your way in, you know, soullessly bribe your way in, as everyone else does. It's fine. But we are full at the moment. So, hopefully that will change a little bit when we get the second branch running. But yeah, we are like chock-a-block full, because Path of Fire. So if you're going to try and get in, You best proper grease the wheels with some sweet, sweet pea. Or, I'm joking. But I mean, we do try and find space, which we're kicking people. But the worst thing in the world is when someone says, hey, I got kicked, and, you know, everyone feels bad. Oak here if we miss. Alright, we've got it. Who got us the best bribe yet? I mean, I've got probably, and they've been playing the game again recently. The person who gave the Greatsword Eternity and the Greatsword Sunrise, both. That was the biggest bribe that the SPud Club's ever had. It wasn't even a bribe. They were already in the guild. They just wanted to give it as a giveaway thing. And that got rolled into the legendary giveaway. Which I'm currently hosting. If you guys want to check that in chat. If we've got any mods in chat still. I don't know whether we do. Okay, what? Where did he go? Back to Heathen's Hold. What is this? What did we do? This is a bit all over the place. What was all of that about? We were already here before. Should be atop a high tree. Did we miss the one atop the high tree, maybe? Oh, I think we missed it. I think we missed the one on the high tree. Shit. Do I have to press F on it? Imagine if that giveaway we hosted on woodenpotatoes.es. Yeah, I did. I missed the tree one. I glided into the tree. I don't know what I was looking for. Sorry, I was talking to Twitch chat. Where did we go? Someone else said me too. That's why I said use the oak heart. Oh, I see.
Hound you to death at my Enough of your threats. I'm not impressed.
We'll go back quickly. What's my favourite Guild Wars 1 NPC? Probably Avinia. I like her whole story, and I like that we got a little bit more information about her on this most recent patch. Just a little bit. I think she was really cool. Very powerful character. Either that or, yeah, a single character. That's probably the answer. There's also a very character-heavy story that I like a lot, and that's the Ascalon thing with Baradin and Adalbern and Althea and Rurik. Just because it's so sad. And how it... Like, I think Adalbern is a really interesting character. Like, to watch the descent of a man. I think that if this form of media could deal with that in a more interesting way, I think it would be really cool. Like, that is a character who truly gets destroyed by the world. And falls into utter madness. I think watching, like, if there was a movie or a book or something just dealing with Adalbern and showing him in his earliest days as a hero that is made king despite having no, like, real claim to it and all this stuff. Here we go. I see now. I see. I'm going for it. I missed it. No, I got it. To the point of his death where, you know, he's responsible sort of for the death of his son and just everything's just crumbled away. I think that could all be very cool. And you've got, like, the political intrigue and backdrop and stuff, and I don't know, I like all of it. I think Adalbern's story, generally speaking, is great. It's just the game's never really presented it to us in the best way. After POS, do you think we'll finally get a new race? As I personally feel class could cause bloating. Yeah, we'll never get a new class for the game. It's insane. There's no point even thinking about it. If we, but a new race I would really like. I think that'd be very cool for the next expansion. I'm describing Robert Baratheon, sort of. Yeah, a little bit. Obviously, one had a much more realistic and sort of grim shit death for the king. And the Guild Wars one has a much more sort of high fantasy, explosive end. But yeah. And I love Robert Baratheon, by the way. And I love the actor that portrayed him in the show. But no, it's not exactly the same, because Robert was a great warrior and a terrible king. And Adalbern was a great warrior, but not necessarily a terrible king. He wasn't like... you know, he wasn't drinking all the time, and he wasn't, you know... we never saw that stuff of Adalbern. I mean, sure, they could write it in there. They could go full Robert Baratheon mode. But, you know, we never heard that he was bad with Ascalon's coffers and all of that stuff. Really, that when you dive into it, the problem with Adalbern was his pride and his being stuck in Ascalon versus Kryta, and his rejection of the Krytans, and sort of that built-in sort of racism and sort of hatred for Kryta based on the wars that he had won, right? And his inability to get over it. And the beautiful irony of everything about that is Adalbern was right. He rejected Ambassador Zane, he rejected the aid, he rejected the influence and the push of the White Mantle. He didn't understand why or for any reasons, but ultimately, in the end, he was right to do that because there was something far more sinister going on in Kryta, and he was right to be mistrustful to an extent. I mean, Ascalon needed the help, and Rurik was right to pressure him. But like, and that's what I like about that story. I think there's so much awesome stuff to dig into on that story. Great subject material for a book or something. Grab Oakheart. Yeah, I already had it. Problem was Rurik was a coward. I mean, these are all great little things to do. If you guys want to if you want to have a little bit of fun, right? Go pick up your physical box of Guild Wars 1 Prophecies and read the lore manuscripts in it. Just read about what it talks about with Adalbern and Rurik and their relationship with one another. I think it's all really fun. And like, I don't know, maybe it's personal experiences and stuff, and you know, different people will take away from this story in different ways. But you know, it's also got that beautiful stuff of like a father becoming estranged from his son, and I mean, it's just all very tragic. It's just all very, very sad. When you when you juxtapose the start of that story to the end of that story, where you have like people preparing for a wedding, and it's just all very happy, and it's to how it ends with Althea dead, Rurik dead, and I always say that Baradin is like one of my favorite characters in the franchise because I have this kind of this very powerful sort of image of Baradin, who nonetheless lives through all of it, just like sort of watching from the sides. As all of this happens, I think that you know, Adalbern is obviously like the main character of a story like that, but Baradin would be sort of the unsung hero watching from the sides. I think Baradin's really interesting. Read it to us, WP. Unfortunately, I don't have any of my stuff with me where I am right now, so I can't do that. Sorry. Adalbern and Feyfire is some kind of Lich King Scourge level story, in my opinion. I don't really know the reference there. But yeah, I really do. When people often ask me, what's your favorite like story, what's your favorite thing in the world building, what's your favorite part of this setting, I always say that. I think that's really interesting. I think that as well, like a really a very cool territory to go to explore for the lore here. And I don't know whether Guild Wars 2 would ever do it because it's very human centric, and it's, you know, we've got lots of races now. But to rewind the clock about 20 years before Guild Wars 1, when Adalbern was a young warrior and when the Guild Wars were going on, and seeing, and this is a really cool period of time because not only is it the start of this awesome Adalbern story and stuff, but it also deals with a world where Or is not in its prime necessarily, but Or is, you know, this vastly powerful magical kingdom that is still there and is not under the threat of the Char, and we get to see that not while the gods are still there, but and also, by the way, in the most recent Guild War, I think they basically say that the Oriens weren't really a part of that Guild War. It was much more of an Ascalon versus Krytan conflict, and so the role of Or in that, I think, would be really cool to look as well. So about 20 years before Guild Wars 1 starts, I think is very rich as a story. There's a lot of fun things going on there. Alright, so where is it? He said it's right above us near the updraft. Right, so let's see. And by the way, because I've not said it on the stream, just so that people know, Baradin, why Baradin is interesting, is Baradin was the rightful king to Ascalon. He was the rightful king. Through blood, he was supposed to be the king, but in quite an extraordinary move. Also, I like to think that's more of a headcanon thing. There's nothing that substantiates that anyway. But instead of him becoming king, the people of Ascalon chose just a different person, lowborn. Perhaps I don't know whether we could say Adalbern was lowborn or whatever, or if there was even really a notion of that in this franchise. But they picked Adalbern because he sort of had the popular vote, if you will, because he had been such a great warrior during the Guild Wars against Kryta, and he became king instead. And the beautiful thing about the story is, through that decision, Maybe I like this just because it highlights the folly of democracy to some extent. But yeah, and then the second that happened, he was sort of he was the last king of Ascalon in the end. He was responsible for their downfall. He didn't know how to rule, basically. And it got to the point where this truly tragic, devastating thing happened at the end of his life, which was the unleashing of the foe fire, just to say fuck you to the Char. The Char, who weren't even like a part of when this story began, that the Char weren't even really a thing in it, right? So I just imagine like this kind of great story where you got this big struggle between all these characters and all this human stuff going on, and you know, the kind of brutal truth of it is that none of that even matters in the end, because it was all about the actual Char threat from the north, right? That came out of nowhere, caught everyone unawares. Because, I mean, when you rewind the clock to Ascalon, I'll stop talking about this in a second. I don't know whether people are interested in this story. But when you rewind the clock to 20 years before Guild Wars 1 starts, Ascalonians, the humans, they're like... They're so unconcerned with the Char, right? Like, they've pushed way beyond the Great Northern Wall. Their capital city is north of the Great Northern Wall, right? They just don't care anymore. And I think all of that's really cool. So we're just following this guy again now. So you could see, like, the fall of Jaskier and Sirmia in those regions. In those stories. Well, that's not 20 years before Guild Wars 1. That's actually just, you know, right after the searing. Ancient Hollow, if you have it. Oh, right. We just got it. Right. That sounds interesting, but how well was the story told in game? Terribly. It wasn't told in game at all, really. Terribly. I mean, really, this is all like, you can clearly tell someone, probably like one guy at ArenaNet years ago was thinking about this stuff and sort of filtered it in there through like the manuscripts and whatever. But it was never really emphasized. It was never focused. All the quests were like cram made by Colin Johansson. All the Prophecies quests were like cram made, like at the last hour in Prophecies by like one guy and maybe a little bit of help, right? And all the lore that exists within them and stuff, like, and the subject material that lore was based on and whatever. It was, you know, it's just that they struck gold, you know. This has always been a funny thing with this franchise. People always like, Guild Wars 1 told story so much better, and it didn't. It's just that all you remember is the idea of the story now, not the story itself. The actual quests themselves don't give you any of this real detail. You've got to sort of dig quite deeply. You've got to find the magic in it yourself. You've got to be excited yourself. It's your own imagination and your own headcanon taking over that makes it fun. It's not actually what was presented in game. You know, Guild Wars 1 did not tell story as well as the television show Game of Thrones does. Even if the actual story itself that we're thinking of and we're imagining right now is of that quality, you know. It didn't do it. And that's the thing, people forget about that. All this like idealistic nostalgia goggle rose tinted stuff about Guild Wars 1 is just it's totally unfounded and misplaced. Okay, we're going to the last one now. And it's misplaced because like people think, oh, people are forgetting what was actually there, you know.
Join me, creation. I give you purpose.
Guild Wars 2 story only works because the backstory is just Guild Wars 1's, whereas Guild Wars 2 seems legit. The thing is, though, I genuinely, I could be wrong about this, but I really do believe that in 10 years, if Guild Wars 2 just died right now, I don't know how that would happen, but if it just died, 10 years in the future, people would be sort of waxing poetic about how cool it is that the Asura... I don't know, because that's kind of Guild Wars 1-y. I was going to say how the Asura got pushed out of the depths. They'd be waxing poetic about the Nightmare Court, right? They would, and Foul Lane's story, right? And oh, how tragic it was that she just died and blah, blah, blah. And they would, even though the game told it really terribly. And Livia's return to the story, even though it's, you know, told really terribly and stuff. Because you stop thinking about the specific dialogue and execution, and you just think about the overarching points, eventually. I think I went the wrong way. Does he want us up there, does he? Oh, I got it. What the hell? Okay. Oh, I missed one. Overlook the Inquest camp. So we can just go back to the Inquest camp. I know where that is.
Such
And I
might.
could be wrong, like I say, but I think that that would end up happening. Tell one with the stars that you missed the one at Rata Arcanum. When you're finished, he can lead you there again. Well, yeah, there you go. Yeah. I love the missions. Okay, so here Lexan 2002 does say something I agree with. Generally speaking, I do think that all the Guild Wars 1 nostalgia is misplaced. But here's something I do agree with. Lexan 2002 says this, that they loved the missions and how you went from Ascalon to the Pre-Searing, then left in Kryta and learning about the White Mantle and taking them out in Glinton and all that. It felt like it was more linear, and going through it felt like watching a really long movie. Guild Wars 2 feels really fractured. I think I agree with you, not for the reasons that you state. I think that Guild Wars 1's campaign mission style, though, was really cool. And what I think that the big difference is there, though, is that the campaign missions, especially for Prophecies, and they start doubling up later, but for Prophecies, they were areas of the world that were made to be explored purely as a part of the story, and that's it. And they didn't... And it was like you go through it in this one direction, and that's sort of what it is, and then you're traveling through the world in that way. And I think Guild Wars 2 misses out on that. Where Guild Wars 2 reclaims that, those bespoke areas that are made where everything supplements that, is there to serve that one story as we go. Where Guild Wars 2 reclaims that is raids. That's one of the reasons. The other reason is their difficulty, but that's one of the reasons why raid story is so satisfying to experience. Because essentially, what a raid wing is, a Guild Wars 2 raid wing is a Guild Wars 1 campaign mission, guys. Now, the way, you know, the amount of trash mobs you fight and the encounter-by-encounter design differences and stuff like that, and the 10-man versus 8-man and all that, that's different. But a Guild Wars 1 campaign mission has been reborn in Guild Wars 2, and that's what raids are. And that's one of the reasons raids are so fun to experience, you know. And this is one of the things I don't like about the personal story, that it didn't do that. Dry Top kind of captures it as well. Yeah, I would say so. All right, so where did we go? Oh, it's just here. This was a really odd achievement. There you go, people. This is it. Oh! I will never see this again. Are you guys ready? This little green gloating orb. Should I just leave this here forever? Oh, I'm kind of tempted to. I'm kind of tempted to just leave it there forever. That is my last Heart of Thorns mastery point. I think people would get really angry, wouldn't they, watching my videos if forevermore I have that. I just want to be clear about something. When Guild Wars 2 came out, and you got world completion, when I got my second world completion chest, I just left it floating there forever. Well, not forever, for like a month, and all my videos just had this chest there for a month. And I got a lot of comments of people saying, do it. Open it, open it, open it. I could just leave that now. And then when Path of Fire comes out, I could leave the last Path of Fire one. And I have one more core mastery point as well. This collection here, there's a rare collection. I can finish Gold Fractal Master, so I can have a red one glowing, a green one glowing, and a purple one by the end of Path of Fire. Mithrin says if it was like that, people would have liked dungeons more. What specifically is that? Is that in addition to something you typed a second ago? No, I think dungeons had a different selection of issues, to be honest. But yeah, dungeons do tap into that too. I see what you're saying. That's an amazing goal. Do it. Leave it. Oh my god, yes, WP. Please no. Do it. It's an achievement in itself. Leave them. Because here on my main, I'll just show you something else. On my main, this is 4 years ago. This is the last heart I ever did on my main. The revolution continues. You've shown us what it means to stand united in our cause. Through you, my people have learned that victory is possible. So long as we fight, there is a chance we'll know true freedom, and I thank you for that. Rebel Isaac. This is the last heart I ever did. This isn't when I got world completion on my main, but this was the last heart I ever did. And I left that mail because you don't get them in mails anymore. So that I've always quite liked. Now, I could have always just clicked delete here. I would actually genuinely be really upset if I clicked the mouse right now and deleted that, because I feel I like that. And I've also got this here from Marshal Traherne. Commander, as I've stated many times, the Pact's victory over Zaitan would not have been possible without you. I could confer you a host of richly deserved official commendations, but I'd rather offer my thanks as a friend and a grateful peer. With that in mind, please accept this token. Present it to Quartermaster Hargrove, and he will offer you the best of his fine weapons. Whatever you choose, know that it is a symbol of my personal gratitude and esteem. When the Pact next takes along the field, I look forward to wielding Caladbolg alongside you and the weapon that commemorates our partnership. RIP! I got Caladbolg now, bitch. But yeah, so I never collected this either. And I've just left that. The Disturbed Angel says, but can't you only have 3 icons in that area, so when you get chests, won't you not see them? You might be right. I don't know. Someone said, what is this message? You used to get this when you finished the personal story, and it would give you a unique skin at the end of the personal story, which I think they don't do anymore. I think it's been deleted. But again, this was when I finished the personal story 4 years ago. These males are about to become 5 years old, by the way. Like, next weekend's streams, if I look at these, they'll say 5 years old, probably. Because we just hit the 5th anniversary, right? So my character will finish... This time 5 years ago, I'm in the middle of the personal story, and I'm about to finish it. When you waypoint, any overflow chests just go straight into your inventory. Oh, wow, do they? Open, please, otherwise I'll be furiously and compulsively touching the screen watching videos. Alright, guys, we're going to straw poll this. I want to see what people think. We're going to straw poll this. Straw poll. Wait, it's strawpoll.com. These guys are so cheeky. They're stealing from straw poll. That's ridiculous. I'm going to go to actual straw poll. So... Alright, so here we go, we got a poll. I'm saying which one? Do we A, have the rainbow of floating mastery point dots, or do we B, delete the dots because OCD? So, check this out, guys. Go to straw poll. If you have an add-on called bettertwitch.tv, it will just post it straight there into chat for you, which is very cool and very fun. Wait, what is this? Then I know where to travel back in time to stop you from becoming the biggest Guild Wars 2 YouTuber. The only thing that you... Well, no. What was it? How am I supposed to phrase that? The best thing you can do to stop me being the biggest Guild Wars 2 YouTuber is get me into another game or something. Or encourage my competition to not give up. Like, go back in time to when Dontaine was big and tell him to not... You know, teach him to have a bit more diligence and teach him to keep going. And then he would have given me a run for my money. Or anyone else, really. Get the other people on the scene to be consistent. That would have stopped me being the biggest Guild Wars YouTuber as well. Because there'd be other people around who are better at it than I am. The only reason I'm where I am is because I never stopped. That's basically... And I'm humble enough to know that about myself. It's because I never stopped. Yeah, so this would be the alternate timeline where Wooden Potatoes goes to Dark Souls. Yes, Nosh. Yes, Sebastian. That's exactly right. Dontaine was good in his heyday. He was good. He had a good voice. He had good presentation. Good length videos. Perfect length. Perfect, like, snappiness. There was a reason he got big. And he could have sustained it. He could have got bigger. He could have kept going. Someone says, or Matt. Well, the thing is with Matt, though, I know Matt quite well, and I know that Matt's heart was really in a different style of videos, and, you know, I think you'd have a big job convincing him to just stay doing Guild Wars 2 forever. I'm pretty sure that would be pretty tricky for Matt. Matt's thing was never, like, a lack of, like, workflow or whatever. It was something different. Ultimate solution, prevent Guild Wars from launching? Or Boots? I don't know, but around then, Boots was never really a YouTuber anyway. He was doing other stuff. I don't know, I shouldn't go into people's backgrounds too much. It's not my place. You can ask these people. Don't undersell yourself, dude. You're good at what I do. Yeah, but there's always someone better out there, and they just had to be diligent. Alright, let's see how the straw poll's going. The results. We're 60-40. So 60% people do want me to keep the floating dots. 40% don't. Now, this is one of those things. 60-40 is not a big margin. So the truth is, I actually think that with 40% people saying no, accept the fucking thing, I actually think that I probably should, because that's a lot of people speaking out against it. This is one of those things, you know, not all polls should be won by minor majorities. Brexit all over again. No, Brexit would be would be me listening to a tiny majority. Yes, I can go back. Of course I can. I can do what I want, people. I can, what else could I do? I don't know what else I could do. I really want this rare collection now, though. I want Gold Fractal Master, but that's going to take some time, isn't it? These are pretty tricky to get, because it costs like 120 pristines per to buy straight up or something. I wonder how many relics I've got, gold relics I've got. Because I do have some. Let me go back onto the Rev. I can poll. There's a thing on Twitch where people think that a poll means that they have a say. Oh, by the way, I also want to show you guys my Guardian. Check out this Fashion Wars too. What do you guys think? I've shown you the awesome Malix Rev. How do you feel about my Frog Guardian? Basically, what we're looking at here is we're looking at the super fancy, super rare Worm Slayer gauntlets with their special glow. We're looking at the Wayfarer's Henge on the back. We're looking at the Toxic Gemstore shoulder piece skins. We're looking at some very rare and often underused Dragon Bash, I think it was, or whatever, helmet. This is the Canthan New Year, right? And we're looking at a cheeky little Super Adventure Box green-themed greatsword to go with it. What do you think, guys? What do you think about my Frog Guardian? Kill it with fire. I may just puke. ... that helmet. Ooh, what the fuck is that? That's shit. Oh my god.
That's my point. The old LA wasn't
You guys aren't being very nice.
character and spirit had
You need help, friend. 5 out of 5, it scares me. No, I'm trying. Listen, my main criticism, people say, oh, Woody Potato's alright, but he's not very good at Fashion Wars 2. He doesn't know about skins. He doesn't... Listen, I'm trying to up my game, alright? And now you're just putting me off, guys. What are you doing? I'm trying. Confirmed Hylic playable race. I think that I've done a good job here. I don't appreciate this. The only other thing I want to do, are there any char tails where you can get armor on your tail but also dye it? Is there any of that? Frogs are ugly anyway. How can anyone call this bad? You're really good at making ugly fashion, man. I like finding a theme. I want to be clear, this is all a big joke. I made this in about 10 minutes yesterday. Your thief was good, that's about it. Your tune is missing one thing, a Catman attack, a green one. I'm being bullied. Can I dye the legendary armor tail effect? I hope you have the frog scepter. Oh, Anura. No, actually, I don't have my scepter focus set up. I could skin it something. I can skin the scepter. I mean, this is the Zero Scepter, which I actually kind of like, and I didn't want to transmute. But for this theme, I totally could. So what's a good froggy scepter? Green? The Viridian Antique Wand? I think that works.
What's this
King
sculpture
Toads?
supposed to be?
Isn't it obvious?
I mean, that's even got the name to fit, guys. King Toad's even got the name. Snake Root won't look good.
Tilt your head a little.
Bearded.
Come on, I don't
Jagan's Jade.
burn me. It's a
Verdant.
stingray.
Verdant looks good. Anura is the frog one. We've got a little frog on the end, but it's not very green looking. I like this because these skins are like noob skins to me. They're like, you know, because they're basic skins. I think it's got to be King Toads, isn't it? The thing is, I don't like it becoming like a Super Adventure Box theme thing, you know? Like, even the Greatsword, I would rather do something else. Like, I was going with the Lay, no, that's not it. Where's it called? What is it? There's a lot of great swords in the game. I actually started with this, just because I really like this greatsword. But it's not particularly green. But I do really like this greatsword. I think this one looks pretty sick. It's just not green though, it glows blue. Anura is just 2 gold. Anura. This is Fashion Wars equivalent of one Boots Bad Builds. Works for the great theme. But should the theme have been attempted? Oh my god, I love it. This works well for the theme, but should the theme have been attempted? Well, listen, it all started for me on the back piece, and I was like, I want to use the back piece for something, so let's go frog mode. Toxic Fashion Wars. Change the helmet to dragon scale and nice. Dragon scale? Heavy dragon scale. Really? I don't know, I feel like the helmet makes it, man. I feel like the helmet is, like, pivotal to the whole thing. You know? I think without the lion's mask, it all falls apart. People are saying yes, yes, yes. Really? Does it? The helmet is what makes it. This looks good. No way. Go back to the other helmet. Cute little froggy. No. Ugh. The old helmet is so bad. The lion's mask is the worst part. Ooh. It's better when it's not a frog. I don't know why you guys think you can give me advice here. I'm a Guild Wars 2 expert, and I don't appreciate what's happening here. What about this? I've always wanted a good theme with this. Always. I've always wanted to have this work somehow, but I just don't know how to make this fit a character. The headpiece needs more what? Fashion Wars with Guild Wars. With wooden potatoes. Sworn's Aishin. There's also the fuzzy Hylic hat, which you can go pretty green with. Enameled jungle. Yeah, you see? We can go pretty green there. Karka's the best. Make head crab zombie for Half-Life. Easy peasy. Expert equals noob. Haha, do a series with Boots where you do the potato puke set and he gives you scores for theme and execution. Maybe make it a challenge series. I think that would work on Twitch, but I don't think anyone would want to watch YouTube videos like that. How do I get 600 plus transmutation charges? Never play Fashion Wars 2 and play World vs. World and PvP. I actually had like 800, maybe more, but I spend quite a lot. That's it, you've peaked. This is only getting better and better. Monday should be Fashion Wars streams. Maybe. Maybe. But yeah, gold weapons. I don't know. And I've got to get these as well for Heart of Thorns. I'm really happy with that though, getting that hidden thing. What was the other hidden one? The other hidden one was in we're back to Living World Season 3. There was defeat a celebrating White Mantle, right? How do I do that? Where would I do that? That's odd to me. I got to do Culture Attaché. I don't know. I guess we'll leave that one there. Throw Wisteria on that offhand. Well, I didn't really want to transmute this because this one's the Minstrel. But Wisteria? I don't have Wisteria. How expensive is Wisteria? How do I have 17 gold there? Oh, that's from the die earlier. Wisteria. Oh, that's cool. I like it. Wisteria works. Yeah, I will go for Wisteria. Hell yes. Only 2 gold? Wisteria works. I need to get an actual focus though that's not the Minstrel, because I want basically I don't like cannibalizing sets from other characters, so I just need another. Oh, and I got a Ton's weapon set earlier, so in Fractals yesterday, so I can get the new focus, a Zerk focus for this character. Is the last story instance you can help me after the stream? Well, yeah, sure. Well, there you go, guys. I mean, that's the stream for today. We will. I think I'll leave this for now, just until I get all the gold fractal weapons, and we'll see how people react. If I get a really crazy reaction on YouTube of people hating this, I will accept them. Don't worry. But I do like the idea of having one of each. I do like that idea. Maybe I can get away with it. Maybe. Click the mastery now, please.
Oh yeah, that's my loot.
That's my loot. So here, we'll just salvage this down straight away, because the actual weapon itself I don't care about, but I do want to unlock the skin. Do one of each for like a week. Yeah, I think that's a good idea, Valen. But there you go, guys. So that's the stream. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I've really got to go make some YouTube videos now. And I will see you all pretty shortly, I think, for more great stuff. My next stream will be on Saturday, so if you guys want to join, if you want to have fun with that, you can click a follow button that's on screen right now, and what that will do, it does nothing really, but it will notify you when I next go live, so you can get involved if you want. It's just a button next to the stream, you click it, and it's done. And yeah, so thanks everybody, I hope you all enjoyed. It's been wonderful to see all the support, and I will see you for more Path of Fire good stuff very shortly. I think we'll be talking about mounts a lot next weekend because they're doing like Mount Week or whatever, right? So we'll see. Cheers, everyone. Next YouTube video is just elite spec stuff, and then we've got some other things going into. But cheers, everyone. I'll catch you next time.